Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of TNT Photon HQ. Today, we're going to be covering a plethora of topics ranging from Bert and Ernie being like accusations of Bert and Ernie being gay, the Beatles masturbating, Henry Cavill
together,
the Beatles masturbating, Henry Cavill playing Superman, maybe not playing Superman. I mean, like it's all rumor and speculation right now. Yeah, under investigation. A couple of movie and TV show reviews, like KillMonger's rumored series that's supposed to be coming, and a couple of other topics. So, I mean, you got the wonderful co-host right here. You got the mop assassin, Count Kenny, and you have the beautiful and lovely Mika. Great to see you, baby. All right, you guys take the show. Take the floor. I'm about to go and post up the social media real quick.
Yes, Kenny. I wanted to get into the X-rated joint that you was telling us about because I found that kind of interesting, and I'm surprised that Brother Lynch went on Vlad TV with this. So please explain a little more about that.
Oh, folks who don't know, X-rated was a Northern California rapper from Sacramento.
Right.
Got locked up in the 90s in a murder charge, but there's long story short, he actually didn't pull the trigger. He was just there, you know, and they kind of kept him in for 25 life was a charge or whatever. But he got out 26 years. It was actually something I would never expected here because I kind of grew up listening to the guy's music, and pretty much all of his albums have been released from prison. They were sneaking in recorders. He was doing over the phone at one point.
Right.
So it's kind of and I was actually attached to dude because I did one of his album covers back in the day. The dude actually sent me like an original sketch from prison some Mexican had done up. I can't remember the dude's name off top.
Right.
I kind of put finishing touches on it, inked it, colored it, you know, put the whole thing in a computer and did a Photoshop daily with it. And that was Unforgiven Volume 2. So very underrated rapper. A lot of his music, you can actually hear the progression of how he started from just pretty much doing gangster rap with the horror twist. And it became a lot more wordy because, you know, when you're sitting in there that long, you have nothing time but to fucking learn new words and add shit in. Very, very complicated wordplay. It's almost like a master who honed his craft. So folks definitely should check out his music. And he probably will get some kind of resurgence just based on the fact he's free now and the story is something kind of positive.
Okay, that's great.
And I wanted to talk about because I looked at the interview not too long ago with Brother Lynch, and see,
Lynch also did one of Danae's favorite songs, "Rest in Piss."
Oh yeah, Rest in Piss. I love Rest in Piss.
Yeah.
They're trying to say, you know, like it's like another like Bobby Shmurda episode where X-rated's lyrics got him in jail.
One of the original cases of that, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's original. Yeah, it's an original case. You're correct about that. Thank you. And what Brother Lynch was saying in the interview that, you know, like he wrote the lyrics, so how could they put him in jail over something that he wrote? And I found that kind of.
It was a combination of things, if I remember correctly. It was also because of the album art depicted him holding a pistol to his head, and the same pistol was supposedly used in the murder also. So it's like almost the whole angle of his music locking him up.
Wow.
From art to lyrics.
But like, see, but Vlad TV, like his
Vlad TV
interview.
I know him. When I used to do this music show, he stole a bunch of our news shit also. He's a thief, and you know he's a piece of garbage.
Oh, Vlad, right?
Yeah, Vlad's a scumbag.
He does nothing but exploit black people. That's it. And he'll start up shit.
He says a lot of things to incriminate people. He does a lot of incriminating interviews.
Yes, he does.
I don't know. That's why we don't call him Agent Vlad for our health. Like he got that name for a reason, you know. So I love this guy because like anybody who does an interview at Vlad TV is bound to get in trouble.
Of course. And the thing about it is, you would like the majority of his audience and the majority of the guests that he have on there are black people. And that's and it's like he's not. And again, I'm not trying to make this a racial issue, but it's no other way to put this. He exploits the fuck out of us, and we let him do it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He'll start a lot of shit. like set up motherfuckers to fight, or like he'll put batteries in people's back, or he'll bring up some old ignorant shit. He'd be like, yeah, so there was a time when you such and such, and I understand.
Yeah, like shit that they're just trying to like bury in the past, and he's like, oh, but in the 90s you used to do this, and that, and I'm like, dude, it's like we all let that go. Why you can't let that go?
I forgot who it was. There was one young boy. He checked the fuck out of his ass. He checked the hell out of his ass. He was like, yo. He said, yo, this, that, and the other. He said, I forgot who it was. I'm going to try to bring it up throughout the show. But yeah, Vlad is, man, he's bad. He is bad, bro. And I'm not saying bad in a good way. He is the worst.
It's bad. Yeah.
Shit.
Like people just looking at, like I believe that Vlad is Jewish. So yeah, they're just looking at him like, yo, like you're just another person trying to exploit.
Like he loves when like motherfuckers come on there beefing and like arguing and setting, like, like I just don't like him. I don't like him at all. I see his angle completely.
Yeah,
He's a scumbag. He's a scumbag. I don't like.
I was never a fan of
the music business. I'm used to dealing with scumbags in that business. The last time I did art for a rapper dude, I believe I was shortchanged for the price of a Little Caesars pizza. So it's a complete scumbag industry.
Yeah, but no, Vlad knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. But I just don't like the direction that he takes his show. Yeah. And it's nothing but like lowbrow exploitive shit that he does on there. I mean, like it's really. And he tries to shroud it in innocence, like he's really doing like some type of journalism or whatever the case may be. And he's essentially just like starting shit, exploiting people, talking shit about them, and having motherfuckers starting up.
It's gossip, plain and simple. Just gossip.
Gossip, but yeah, it's not even. Like there are some gossip channels that I'll watch and shit like that. His shit ain't even entertaining. Sometimes the only time why I watch it is because he'll have a lot of the classic hip hop artists on there. Or like he'll have like like somebody that was a former entertainer or whatever it may be. But it always leads to like it just being, how can I say, demeaning, very demeaning in the end. Most of his interviews that he does, they end up being demeaning in the end. And if it starts going a direction where it's like very like the conversation is going in the direction of being intelligent, insightful, he just shuts it off. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not what he wants. He wants that fucked up black people nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? It just be all messed up, man.
On that note, I just want to say, X-Rated, welcome back home. Yes. I know you and Brother Lynch is about to go back in the studio and make some magic happen, and we can't wait for it. I know Kenny can't.
Yeah, that was my genre. Love just all the baby nuts and guts. It's good stuff.
Rest in peace.
Hey, Return of the Baby Killer. Tremendous song.
Oh gosh, Rest in Piss. Oh, see, it's like
the season of the
honestly, that's how I met Kenny, from Rest in Piss. I think that was we were already friends, but he had put it up. I said, go ahead, advertise it. Did he put it up there? Rest in Piss. I loved it. Just the title alone had me hooked. And the song was actually pretty good too.
Oh gosh, I gotta hear that.
Tremendous 90s rap.
Oh man.
You guys can go ahead and still hit some topics. I'm just gonna send one more invite out to a couple of friends.
I wanted to speak on my Friday, like if I don't know Facebook, Kenny, but I think like Danae have seen a picture of the singer back in the early 2000s. Her name is Nevaeh, and she is coming back. She's coming back with a new single next week, and the video is coming out. So I happened to spend the whole day with her on her video shoot.
Wow,
and she is so down to earth. Like, if she wants to give up singing right now, she could be a comedian, because she had everybody cracking up, and like her spirit is so down to earth. And I just want to say shout out to Greg Garvin and his team for inviting me, and shout out to Nevaeh. Like, I'm glad that you're coming back. I'm so glad. I can't wait for the single to drop.
That's good. That's real good. Yeah. Man.
Oh, and I'm not supposed. No, there are some things that I cannot disclose right now.
Right.
So I'm going to wait until later on, because I was going to say, like, yeah, she got another single out, but I can't do that.
Yeah, I saw you had some pictures of like some tags or some business cards of yours. Can you talk about that now or not yet?
That's tomorrow. That is tomorrow. But one of them is that I do have a weekly radio show.
Yay! Where at?
Finally!
Good stuff.
Oh, fucking time! Oh my gosh! The name of the show is called Vice because music is my vice. So, that will be aired on Mondays from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Yes.
In the UK is from 10 to 12.
Oh, that's awesome! That is absolutely amazing. I'll be sure to support. Make sure you put the links so that I can let everyone know where it's going to be with tune in and so on and so forth. I mean,
it's a new station called Lover Brother Radio. I don't know why it's like that, but yeah, it's Lover Brother Radio. It's like grassroots promotion. They don't do anything learning the station.
Right.
So like over time, it's like when I do, I'll let you guys know. But I should be starting in a couple of weeks in October.
Right.
Nice.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
And the other piece of news will be aired tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
And this one is big. So like when you see it on Facebook, you're gonna be like, oh my God. So I'm happy about that.
Well, I mean, like, don't forget us little people when you get big. Don't be Oprah shit be like, oh, Danae, who the fuck?
Well, like after the show, I'm gonna speak to you about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak to you about that after the show.
Okay, I understand. Understood. So I was, I know we took off. We didn't really pop up last week, right? But I mean, this week I still got a hold of some news, and some of the news that had me actually like chuckling was the Bert&Ernie gay accusation.
Oh no!
But see, here's the thing. Frank Oz, the creator of Bert&Ernie, straight checked everybody. He checked everybody. He was like, no, they're not gay. And if you want to see what he says right here, it's on NBC News. Not saying it's completely accurate. Everything that comes on the news is accurate. But this is exactly from his mouth, or what he texted up on Twitter. And I'll share this with you guys so that you won't be like, no, you're just saying that. No, he said this. He says right here that Frank Oz weighs in on Sesame Street writer saying Bert&Ernie are gay. He says, I created Bert. I know what and who he is. Frank Oz wrote on Twitter in response to a user who asked why the characters couldn't be gay. Frank Oz is like, how you gonna get me? He just told you, like, look, my character's not gay. No offense to the gay community or anything like that, but my character's not gay. That's what he's basically saying. And then they were actually trying to force down his throat what his creation is, and he was like, no, they're not gay. I didn't make them like that. And again, no offense to the gay community out there, but you can't, for those that were like trying to push the envelope or force the issue of them being gay. Yes, it says Frank Oz is voice of dozens of Muppets and Muppets as one of Jim Henson's earliest collaborators. And now the story puppeteer is lending his voice to the debate over whether or not Sesame Street characters Bert&Ernie are gay. He said, I created Bert. I know what and who he is, Oz wrote, squashing the idea that Bert and Ernie were a couple. The decades-old discussion over Bert and Ernie's relationship status raged on Twitter after former Sesame Street writer Mark Saltzman told blog Queerty, what's that?
Queerty? It would be.
He wrote the duo as a couple based on his own real-world relationship with film editor Arnold Glassman. It seems Mr. Mark Saltzman was asked if Bert and Ernie are gay. It's fine that he feels that they are. They're not. Of course, Oz wrote in a tweet. But why? But why that question? Does it really matter? Why the need to define people as only gay? There's much more to human beings than just straightness or gayness. And it says, Oz continued to go back and forth with people responding to tweets who asked why the colorful puppets couldn't be gay. When a character is created to be queer, it is indeed important that the character be known as such. It is also important when a character who was not created queer be accepted as such, Oz wrote. A statement from Sesame Workshop, which produces Sesame Street, initially said that the pair had no sexual orientation and that they were simply best friends. That statement mirrored a 7-year-old statement issued after a petition to have Bert and Ernie marry on the show early. Oh my God. Is this real?
Oh, Lord.
To have Bert and Ernie marry on the show earned nearly 11,000 signatures. But on Tuesday night, Sesame Workshop updated their statement to say that the show had always promoted inclusion.
You know, really messed up for the Sesame Workshop to put out a press release.
We're getting
First of all, they said in the press release that they were not gay.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
They didn't want it to happen.
And you know, the thing is, I don't, even if they were gay, but like, I mean, like if, you know, the writer came, or the creator, Frank Oz himself, came out and said like, look, these characters are gay, this, that, and the other. I would have accepted it, but I mean, like, he just told you what it is. It's like, no, they're not gay. They are not gay. Like,
do you know how old?
I mean, I mean, honestly, they is kind of suspicious, though. I mean, all that time they both together.
Of course. I mean, like, you know,
what y'all doing together?
The adventures they have together. I remember, I remember vividly as a kid, like seeing them take a bath in the same tub, and Bert was, Ernie was always hanging out in the tub and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It's, you know,
rubber ducky, you're the one.
Yeah.
You make bath time.
Yeah, Rubber Ducky was my shit. I love Sesame Street, but when it comes to Sesame Street, not venturing off topic too much, my favorite characters on there, and they took them off. They took them off. The ones that I basically like growing up is the ones they took off. Remember the hustler guy? He'd be like, yeah. He used to always have a trench coat, and he would be showing Kermit. No, he would always hustle Kermit, Bert, and Ernie. You know what I'm saying? Out of stuff and shit. Like, yeah, I like I forgot his name. I used to love Guy Smiley. Super Grover was my dude. I loved Super Grover. And
they still have Super Grover on there.
Super Grover, yeah, Super Grover was on Sesame Street. He was the one. I liked him because he had that helmet. That helmet was fire.
The night helmet.
Yeah, that night helmet was fire, yo. I used to love that Super. I used to love Super Grover. I
liked Oscar myself.
Yeah, Oscar the Grouch was cool too. I loved Oscar the Grouch. But Super Grover was that dude. Super Grover was he was like, and I'm cute too. And would have his cape like that.
I was a big Snuffleupagus fan.
Oh,
Snuffleupagus.
But you know what? They wouldn't put Animal. You didn't see Animal too much on Sesame Street. You saw him maybe once in a blue because you know Sesame Street and the Muppet Show was like the Muppet Show was basically geared towards adults or like the night crowd, whereas though Sesame Street was geared towards kids. Every now and then they would put the Animal and his band on there, and you know his band was basically like a bunch of stoners and stuff like that. Like you knew the girl that used to talk like, yeah, man, yeah,
with the big ass lips.
She was a weed head, and you knew the one that was always like with the guitar and all that other stuff. He was a coke head. And, you know, Animal was just the one that just dumped everything.
You talking about Dr. Teeth?
Yeah, Dr. Teeth. Yep, Dr. Teeth. Yep.
That was the Muppet Show, basically.
Yeah, but the Muppet Show and Sesame Street, they worked hand in hand sometimes.
Yeah, because they're both
occasionally you would once in a blue moon they would pop Animal up on Sesame Street, but they didn't really keep him on there. Like you would see him once in the blue moon.
Animal was on something.
Animal was that dude. Who else? Yeah, those are some of my favorite Muppets.
I thought Cookie Monster was an analogy for being a crackhead.
You think so?
Yeah, because he couldn't put it down. He was just always into it. You show it to him.
Janice, Adrian Scott in the comment section just said her name was Janice. Yep, her name was Janice, and
her name was Janice. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Looking like a skinny Patrice Russian on the show.
Yeah, right. But when I was growing up, I mean, like they used to have some all-star people come on there. I remember one time, what's his name stayed on there. I believe him and Jim Henson had like a thing going on. What's his name? Benny and the Jets. What's his name?
Elton John.
Elton John stayed on there. He stayed on there. I remember as a kid one time, Luther Vandross was on there. I remember, Richard Pryor used to stay on there. I loved it. My childhood was great.
Hey, do you remember the 70s pimp movie Willie Dynamite?
Yes, I do remember.
You got to have vision.
He actually was the grocery store owner also on Sesame Street.
Yep.
Gordon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gordon.
Yep.
Tremendous cast.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have vision. Yeah, I remember that.
For those who don't remember, I don't know if you guys like me. I go way back with this because I'm pretty much the oldest out of all you motherfuckers here. But those of you who remember, Morgan Freeman got his start on Electric Company.
Electric Company, yes.
I remember him on the Electric Company. I really do. A lot of people be like, I'm like, yeah, he was on the Electric Company. And the thing about it with Morgan Freeman, he always looked the same. He always looked like what he does. He's a little bit older now, but he's always looked the same. And this is going back when I was a baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just like his hair got gray. That's all it did.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh, my Easy Reader. That's my name. Oh, my gosh. Taking me back to my childhood, damn it.
You know what I used to love on the Electric Company? Do you remember? I don't know if you remember them, but they were like these mimes, and they were like in black and white, and they would wear like stripes and stuff like that. Do you remember them?
Yes.
And then after a while, they made like a movie kind of like with them in it or something like that. I remember something like that. It was like an offshoot movie or some shit like that when I was growing up that they made. The 70s and 80s were a great time. I loved it. I loved it.
You know what? At least like when we was growing up, we learned through watching television because we had Sesame Street, we had Electric Company, we had 3-2-1 Contact.
Yeah. Great. One. Contact is answer.
Intro.
Oh man. I used to love that show because that's actually Contact would come on after all the cartoons went off. And you and I, Mika, we pretty much grew up over on this side of the earth and shit like that, East Coast. And pretty much like 5:30 the latest is when cartoons was still on. Because like after all the cartoons go off, they would show like maybe a kid show, and that would be like the Batman series or something like that. And then like you had to turn to channel 13 to get some like more kid content. Or sometimes I'm gonna take you guys back. When I was young, which is what got me into anime along with my mother. My mother was the one who introduced me to Captain Herlock and Gigantor and Battle of the Planets, and she would put the TV on the U channel and then turn it, and it would go to like this Japanese channel, and it would show like cartoon, like anime and all sorts of stuff. So I remember seeing stuff like that on the U channels. Because remember in New York, they used to have like the U channels, and it would be like public television on the U channels. Like New York had pretty much took over the U channels at one point.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we're not so far behind in age. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, man. But I loved my childhood. Absolutely loved it. So moving right along. Anything you want to add in on this Bert and Ernie?
I mean, you know, my thing is this: like, if they're not gay, okay. If they were, it's no surprise. It's like I've known this for like over like what 15 years. That was a rumor, and so when they came out like, oh, Bert and Ernie is gay, I'm like, that's all I thought of it.
But it never bothered me. I don't care. Like,
like who cares if they are or if they aren't? Shame on Sesame Workshop for trying to put a press release to explain themselves. Like, why the fuck you got to explain yourselves?
But see, the thing that bothers me the most is that children have to be included in this madness. Yeah, I don't see it. What do you mean, Fierce? Yeah, I don't care. Exactly. I don't really care. It's just like the same scenario with what's his name? What's her name? She-Ra. I really don't care. I don't care because I was never a big She-Ra fan anyway. I got the figure because it was like the only reason why I used to watch She-Ra sometime because Hordak was on there. And once in the blue moon you would see He-Man pop up. But other than that, I can only tell you maybe like 2 or 3 episodes that I watched of She-Ra. Other than that, I watched He-Man. I was into He-Man and stuff like that. So
I like She-Ra. I guess because
I like it too. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like one of the cartoons I went out and was like, completely sought after. Because like you got to understand, during the time when She-Ra was like becoming prominent, they came out with Brave Star, and after that, like once Brave Star came out, that was another Filmation cartoon that I latched onto. I loved Brave Star. I loved it. So
Brave Star, they had the power of Satan, or I'm thinking of another space cartoon where it was cowboys and they had the power come up from a pentagram in the floor.
Oh yeah, Galaxy Rangers.
There you go. That's the one I was thinking of.
They are the Galaxy Rangers. Into this world of unknown danger we ride. Yeah, that was my shit. That was my shit. And you know what, too? Here's another thing, not to get off topic, but do you remember when we were coming up, the song, the intros and end themes had fucking awesome fucking music. Like they were
artists and everything. Yeah,
they were done by real artists. Whereas though you look at the stuff now, it's just like sometimes you don't even hear the end. It just fades into another cartoon, and you just see credits, or like they'll just play the guitar like and then it just go on to the next one, go on to the next cartoon. Because it just goes into the next cartoon, just literally like floods into the next cartoon. Sometimes not without even an intro, you know.
Because we live in a short attention span world now.
Exactly. Like even Netflix does it. Like Netflix, like there were some series that I watched because I actually love seeing the intros and outros, and they'll cut them, or like you'll tell them not to skip it. They'll give you like 2-3 seconds to skip it, and you don't hit that button within that 2 or 3 seconds. They just go right to the next.
Some of these shows have like different intros though for like different episodes. Like if you catch Disjointed, they have like a different version of each song for the intro. So but then they ask you to skip it, you just might miss all that completely if that's what you do.
Right.
Have you noticed with some of the movies too, they do that? They put like the title dead at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Or like after the credits. Yeah.
Fierce Play just you have the option to skip the intro. Yeah, but like me, I like the intros. I actually like especially when it comes to like anime and certain TV shows, I love the intro music, or I love the intros and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I grew up in an era where like your intros and your outros is what made you love the cartoon even more, or like made you love the show even more. Like, you know, they were supposed to be catchy, but like you stated, we live in an ADD
ADD land. Yep.
Yeah, ADD, like low attention span.
Yeah, no, I said ADHD for some.
Yeah, I mean, I got it. I know I got it because I mean, sometimes I just be like, "Oh my God, what was that fly that just ran off the wall and just jumped into the wall? Why is that squirrel doing that?" Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll be all over the place. I'll be like, I can't handle it.
Oh Jesus!
Why they have it?
Yeah, so,
binge watching. Yeah, I understand, Fierce. I understand what you're saying completely. But me, myself, I love to see intros and outros. Again, everybody's not like me. I'm expecting to be like me, but I love intros and outros.
I like to know who stars in it, who produced it. I like to know those things.
I think I'm selective. Some intros I just don't want to hear. Like so some of these animes have like really annoying sounding, like high pitchy songs. Such as anime shows. You watch a lot of them shows. Them intros be high pitched and just doing too much and assaulting the senses. I want to watch the show. I don't want to hear like a bunch of screechy sounding schoolgirls singing music. I just want to watch the show.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, tell me about it. I know what you mean. Now, next up, the next topic we have is Beatles masturbating together.
Come together.
Wait, hold on. Which two Beatles come together?
Over me.
Ooh. Put the whole spin on the lyric, don't it?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
which two though?
I wanted to cover this last week, but I don't know what had happened with
the whole group. Were they doing a circle jerk with a cracker in the middle?
Oh, you took the words right from my fucking mouth, Kenny.
It was a
circle jerk. CJ.
It was a major because see, here's the thing. This
Are
is
they singing at the same time.
No.
They didn't want help from their friends.
Yeah.
How all of this is coming about because you got my man Quincy Jones that's just like blowing the lid on everybody.
What was he doing in the room?
The old motherfucker. He don't care no more. He don't give a fuck. He got money. He don't be giving
got no filter, man.
He done spoke about shit about Michael Jackson. He spoke about shit about Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando fucking each other. He spoke about shit.
You know, it makes all that celebrity conspiracy shit sound true about how Hollywood they just be doing each other and doing kids. It just makes it sound all the way more real. Now that you hear that there was a big mogul and he was privy to watching these Englishmen jerk off on each other, tremendously disgusted.
Yeah, especially when it's coming from Quincy Jones and Paul McCartney.
Yeah, he pretty much blew the lid on a lot of things, and I believe him. I believe him. A lot of people think like he's at the side of his neck and stuff like that. He's like, nah.
Well, Paul McCartney, I always figured it was the twink of the group. Anyway, he was into some kind of juicy stuff. You just look at him.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like
to have the whole group on together just touching him.
Yeah, I mean, like, you gotta understand, like the 60s, 70s.
That's how they rehearsed.
Like, motherfuckers was wilding. They was wilding. Like, the coke was big, the drugs was big, the partying was big, and like everything was just moving fast. Of course, like a lot of shit happened. So you got my man Quincy Jones that just blowing the lid off of everything. And when he said that he was like, yeah, they used to circle jerk together and masturbate together. That's when
and then when Paul McCartney,
Paul McCartney came out. So I mean, like, since he is talking about it, yeah, it's true. I mean, like, the man ain't lying, and I don't believe Quincy Jones is lying about a lot of this shit that he's talking about. It's just that motherfucker.
No. Wait. And Paul McCartney said that them masturbating together brought the band close.
That's terrible.
I'm like,
terrible.
Like, I'm like, take me off this fucking planet.
Wait, at any time did they jerk themselves off? Or did they jerk each other off? Like, hey, pass me your hand. So what did they do? That's
Well, it's right here on TMZ, and there was another one on this one site that I checked out. TMZ says right here, and this was officially from Paul McCartney. He says, Paul McCartney, John, and I used to come together.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? Paul McCartney and John Lennon were super tight in their coming of age days when all they needed was love, was self-love. The legendary Beatles star spoke out about the early years of the Beatles and what the boys did to pass the time, including around masturbating it together. McCartney told GQ he was over at with a small group of fans, and instead of getting roaring drunk and partying, I don't even know if we were staying over or anything. We were all just in the chairs, and the lights were out, and somebody started masturbating, so we all did it. Paul says in order to,
of course, that's what gentlemen do.
They would all shout out like Bridget Bardot. Or John killed the mood by bringing up Winston Churchill and Nigel the dog. Winston Churchill and Nigel the dog. The singer says the session of pleasing themselves was a one-time thing, maybe two, but it wasn't a big deal. Just kids being kids, he says. He adds, but it was good, harmless fun. It didn't hurt anyone, not even Bridget Bardot. So that's what they meant by here, there, and everywhere.
That makes all their songs seem like it's about just jerking each other off now. This is terrible.
Nah, it was more to it than that. These guys,
you know,
it was one. Which one was it? I had this one where he actually like was saying it himself. Like, you know, like he was like, "Look, this is what we did."
What a bunch of moles.
Here it is. Here it is. Look,
beat the Beatles.
Yeah,
beat the Beatles.
It says that. Over here in the New York Post, it has the article up here, and you know they printed this in the paper. Like anybody reads a paper anymore, really. It says New York Post says come together. Hard day's night. Paul reveals Beatles sex secrets. Me and John masturbated with the Crude. Beat the Mika. Beat the Mika.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
remember, kids, if you don't love yourself.
You know, I'm gonna say this. I know this individual and her son loves the Beatles. I feel sorry for her son. I hope he's shielded from this news. That's terrible.
Who, Julian?
No, it's this individual I know, and her son just absolutely loves the Beatles, and he plays the guitar and he's into the songs. I feel sorry for her family now. She has to explain what the news means.
Hey, Sasuke, what's going on? He says, "Hey, I need someone to talk to, please. I'm here. Talk to me." Naruto Sasuke, why would I live to be something I'm not just for a show? I don't understand. What do you mean?
I don't understand it either.
What?
If he will elaborate a little bit.
Why would I live to be something I'm not?
I'm always here to help. That's my shtick.
Yeah, we're always here to talk to. But why would I live to be something?
You may not like my words, but it's gonna help you.
Exactly. Well, I don't think you should do anything. Well, let me rephrase this. Why would I live to be something I'm not? You don't have to be anything that you're not, because after a while, people are going to find you out for what you truly are. If you're trying to live to be something you're not, or if you're trying to pretend to be something you're not, people are going to essentially see you for what you are. Not to mention, you won't be able to hold up the facade but for so long. So,
do you want to be yourself, or do you want to be like everybody else?
Like me, the person you see here, the person you see online, the person you meet in person is me. I mean, I don't know any other person to be. I'm the same individual all day long. because I don't want anybody or like anybody that meets me to be like, oh, well, he's this, that, and the other. He's completely different in person. Mika, I've met Mika in person. Mika will tell you. Would you say I'm the same individual online that I am in person?
You're so fucking dope. I like you.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. Oh yeah, and we're gonna go to those fucking restaurants that you put up there. You have my fucking mouth watering. You know.
Yeah, we're going to have Narrow Blues first. I need to try their guacamole and shrimp. I have to.
Oh Lord.
I ordered
so
2 bowls of that shit.
I think we got a little issue. Naruto Sasuke says, my dad doesn't want me telling anyone, but he verbally abuses me. Wait, hold on. But he verbally abuses me. He scares me.
How old is
that's
he?
A tough situation. How old are you, Naruto?
How old are you?
Oh, all right.
Son of a train, but got out of the way. Yeah, Naruto, if you're at the point where you want to like commit suicide, you should definitely go speak to a professional or try to get help from someone around you that you can talk to. Another thing too, you should this is hard. How old are you, Naruto? Because you sound young. I mean, you know,
he sounds young.
And I, you know, I sympathize for what you're going through. I mean, nobody should have to go through that. I'm very sorry that you're going through that. And when it comes to verbal abuse, and I understand verbal abuse can be just as bad as physical abuse. I grew up in a household that was verbally abusive, so I was able to, like, how can I say? I was able to like adapt to it, and to where like now nothing. I have a very tough exterior, but everybody's not like me. Like at a very young age, I would say at the age of 4 and 5, I was being called all sorts of motherfuckers and pieces of shit and stuff like that. Whereas though, as by the time I reached 10 years old, I would laugh at this shit, and it became part of like normal lingo in my house. Yeah, I know it sounds a little dysfunctional, but I mean, you know, some households are like that. Am I saying for you like to just accept it? No. But if there's no way for you to really get out of the situation, you might have to, until you can like find someone to talk to, or like, you know, whatever case may be, you might have to just like try to ignore some of it. And I know it's hard because I know you seem to be very young.
But we just want to instill this in you. Nothing is worth losing your life over.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing is worth losing your life over.
You know, like you sound young. You sound like you have so much ahead of you. Never, ever let mere words get in the way of. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how to
never let words get in the way of you. How can I say, maintaining a life and living life and moving forward.
Thank you so much.
As you get older, and I hate to say this, Naruto Sasuke, but as you get older, I want away from this house. I've talked to Crisis text line a lot of times to help me. They don't seem to help. Well, Naruto, here's the thing. If ever you need to talk to someone after the show is over, I can give you my Facebook Messenger or something like that. Always talk to someone. I'm always there to listen, brother. I'm always there to listen. And I'm so sorry that you're going through so much, Naruto.
Yes, I'm sorry too. Like, I don't know, like, what's his name?
Naruto Sasuke. He's in the chat right here.
Naruto Sasuke. I can I'm a suicide survivor, you know. It's like I did try to commit it at 14.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It was over sexual abuse. So
oh my god.
I can relate. I really can relate. And you know, here I am. I'm 40 and I'm still here. You know why? Because something like God told me that it's not your time.
Right.
You have so much to live for. It's not worth losing your life over. Trust me.
And I can only imagine what you're going through, Naruto. Believe me when I tell you. I'm not just going to tell you, oh, chalk it up and get it. Because me, myself, I had to find a way to deal with abuse in my household. And what I did was, how I started dealing with abuse, I started playing sports. I started doing things to where like I didn't have to be in the house that much. I started writing. I started reading books. I started working out. I started doing all sorts of stuff, and it took my mind off of it. Because when you work out, when you work out and you keep yourself active, it produces endorphins. like in your body to where like you're able to relax and deal with a lot of things. Not
and you know what Tanae is like. He is probably somebody that has so much potential, so much.
No, Naruto, it is worth it. We need you here. We need you. I mean, like
if we're talking, Rudolph, if we're talking to you about it, we need you here.
Right.
If we're talking about it, yeah, we need you here.
We need you here, brother. I know things seem rough right now, but there's life after high school. Old Hall and Oates song. Old Hall and Oates song. He says, I'm disassociated. I feel fucking like a ghost. I feel numb always. It's so much pain. Like I said, Naruto, afterwards, we can definitely, I will exchange information with you.
Yes.
We can sit and talk, or like even right now. I mean, like this show can be dedicated to you, just you know, making sure you don't do anything rash or irrational or anything like that. And I know things seem harsh right now. I know things seem very, very harsh right now, Naruto, but it gets better. Believe me when I tell you. Believe me when I tell you. It gets better. It really does. And I know it's hard. It's hard for you to deal with the scenario with you being in a house with the person that's constantly like demeaning you and like saying horrible things to you, you know, stripping you of all like sense of I know how it feels. Believe me.
He still didn't tell his age though. I want to know his age.
He said 15.
15. He's
15?
I mean, Kenny, you have anything you might want to say to him that, you know, that might help him?
Not too long ago, tried to off myself. Went through a whole issue, you know, but I deal with it. You know, it's not easy, but I deal with my own issues. You know, I don't sit there and try to off myself. Because, you know, I figure this much. Hey, I came out of that. It's kind of a waste to go through the whole deal just to, you know, end this whole thing I'm trying to do now.
Right.
You know? I mean, honestly, it's nothing really I can tell you that it's going to sound easy without going to the cliche, hey, toughen up, do that. But, you know, find something that you like to do, get into that. You know, there's other avenues. Find someone to release and let some of that internal issue go, because what you have is just internal built-up issues and just a bunch of shit.
Well, see, for me, like if Kenny, you don't mind me telling the activity that you do?
Yeah, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, like for one, I mean, you know, everybody's different, but you have to find something to keep your mind off of what's being done to you. I know it sounds horrible. I know it's pretty much like me. Like, I don't want you to feel as though I'm just saying like, oh, you got to deal with it or whatever the case may be. But you have to extract yourself from that scenario by any means necessary. You know, so if that means you have to find something that really keeps you happy. He says, I believe in Jesus Christ. I feel like a complaining bitch. I hate complaining my issues, but it's been going on for the countless years, never ending. I thought it would end. Yeah, and see, the sad part about it is, if what you say is true, that's going on with your father and him constantly like giving you like verbal and physical abuse, sometimes they never change. It takes you to extract yourself from that situation.
Yep. And don't involve yourself in toxic relationships.
Sometimes and I understand by you saying, I know what it feels like to be held captive or like be held hostage in certain aspects or to be terrorized, because it's like, if you say something, you know, you got to go back home. And that short period of time that you go back home, they might whoop your ass. They might fuck you up, curse you out, whatever. Who knows? Even worse, you know, but I'm always here to talk. Mika's always here to talk. Kenny.
Yes.
I mean, like, you know, I know he wouldn't mind lending a helping hand to talk to you. If whoever you feel comfortable with, we're always here to talk to, bro. I mean, I'm actually happy that you stopped through so that we can.
Yes, exactly. Like, thank you for like, you know, like, and then on top of that, it's like we're people that you don't even know. So, you know, like I'm grateful that you decided to like, you know, like share what you're going through, you know. Ooh.
Yeah. He says, my dad said I'm ruining the family. My whole family is like my dad because of him. Damn it. Yeah, it's rough. If you can talk to somebody, I mean, like, see if you can find somebody that's close in the area and constantly talk about your scenario, your situation. Don't just keep it bottled in. And do not go.
Yeah, keeping it bottled in is only going to make it worse. You're going to have to like talk to somebody. Like, the more that you let it out, better you will feel.
Absolutely. And just like what you did with us, you don't know us from a can of paint or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But Just talk. You know what? Sometimes the best thing to do is find somebody you do not know and just talk to them. When I used to live in New York, I used to just travel in between, and I was working between Jersey and New York back when I was a bartender. There were some times like he says, I don't know if I'm just crazy. I am so sure of this now. You're so sure of what? Killing yourself does not do it. It doesn't solve anything, bro.
Nope, it doesn't.
Suicide doesn't solve anything. It doesn't solve anything. And if you believe in, like you said, if you believe in Jesus Christ, you already know what the situation is if you decide to take life, bro.
You know that killing yourself.
And I'm not trying to get too religious on here because you know,
don't do it.
Oh, you know, but if you do read the Bible, because I've pretty much like I try to be well versed on all different types of religions so I can understand. I know the Quran, I know the Bible. I've read different books dealing with different religions like Buddhism, everything. I try to be well versed on everything so that way I can offer some type of insight or an opinion on something within the topic or subject or scenario. But suicide is not the answer. Trust me. And I mean, there's been times versus suicide with me. There have been times I've been so depressed. Now, see, I have the opposite effect of suicide. I want to tear something up. I want to fuck something up. I want to kill somebody. I get to that point where like I just want to see something burn or destroy and stuff like that. Because when I was younger, that's how I used to deal with certain scenarios. I would just act out when I couldn't really grasp. Instead of just like going and wanting to like extract myself from it, I wanted people to feel the pain that I was feeling. So
here's something. I'm sorry. Here's something that I want to know. What to Rudolph? What is it? What is it that you like to do? Like, what is your hobby? Is there a talent that you have?
Exactly.
Because if you do, instead of being, you know, like destructive, you can be productive.
Exactly.
You could turn all that negativity into something creative.
But it's not like he's being destructive. It's like he's being harassed.
He's talking about suicide, Danae.
Huh?
How destructive can you get from that?
From what?
Suicide. He's talking about, I want to end it, this, that, and the other. Like, instead of being destructive, be productive.
Yeah, you got to be productive, brother. You got to be productive. You have to
That's
find.
Why I want to know what is his talent. Is this something that he always likes to do?
You have to find something that can keep your mind off of the nonsense and madness that's going on in that home until you can get out of there. Like me, honestly, I left home when I was see, this is the thing. When I was growing up, and this is the thing with Black culture, and you know, I'm not trying to turn this into a racial issue or anything like that. We grow up before we're even children. You know what I mean? So by the time I was like 13, 14, honestly, I left home. I left home when I was 15. I left home and had an apartment by the time I was 16. How it went, because things were different back then. As long as you paid the rent, they didn't care what you was doing. They didn't care what you was doing. As long as you paid the rent, they didn't care what you was doing. And this was when I was going between New York and New Jersey. But as far as you, Naruto, do not commit suicide. You will be able to leave soon. In the meantime, again, you have to find things to extrapolate yourself from this current situation. I know you're in a very toxic environment right now, but committing suicide is not going to solve anything. Trust me. Because you know what the sad part about it is? You commit suicide, they'll be sad. Some might not be sad. I'm just being honest with you. But some people will be sad for a short period of time, and then their life goes on, and you're dead. You need to live your life to the fullest. Start doing things that make you happy. Believe me when I tell you. You start doing things that make you happy, or start immersing yourself in a real, like something that you enjoy, that you can grow from. Believe me when I tell you, you will start seeing those negative people just totally leave you alone, because they'll see that they're no longer a thorn in your side. They'll see that they have no control over you anymore. So therefore, they'll just like, oh well. But yeah, you gotta just find something you.
And then really, we were 15 once. You know, it was like we always thought that parents were a thorn on the sides and shit like that. You know,
right?
We always thought that, like, you know, parents are jerks sometimes.
Of course. And believe me when I tell you, Naruto, our parents don't always know what's right. I'm gonna be honest with you. They don't. They always do not. They don't always know what's right. Because as I got older, a lot of things, ideals and ways of life and outlooks on life that they tried to perpetuate onto me were completely wrong. They were negative. They were ignorant. I had to retrain myself as I got an adult through reading books, exposing myself to more positive people, doing more positive things.
And you know what? I think that's what he needs. He needs to be around more positive people. Like the more positive people that he's around, the more of a better outlook that he will have. And then, his father's words probably won't even affect him anymore. He needs to be around people that are about something. His father's probably treating him like that because he didn't make nothing much of himself as it is. So he got to take it out on him. Like I look at these things.
I'm just reading what he put over here. He says the cross is he says he wished he could leave, and he says it sounds blissful. Naruto Sasuke says the cross is the reason for these issues, isn't it? That's what it's all about. It makes you feel dirty and fucked up. That's what the cross is all about, right?
Because he's fucked up.
We have it.
He got to make somebody else feel fucked up because your pops is fucked up. That's why he's making you feel fucked up.
Exactly. He's not. Most people that make you that perpetuate their misery on the other people are very miserable themselves. I know you've probably heard this before, but it's
misery loves company.
Exactly. Even though it's a cliche that holds true. It will always hold true. It will always hold true. In my adult life, I found that people that are like in a bad situation or like have a whole bunch of stuff going on, they try to perpetuate it or filter it off onto you because they want you to be in the same scenario as them, if not worse. Or they have no outlet and they just feel as though, you know what, I'm gonna just take it out on this motherfucker. You know what, why this motherfucker so happy and this, that, and the other. My dad is always on. Wow. Yeah. He hides himself.
What's wild? Is that like World of Warcraft or something? Because
shit. Oh, so your father is always on World of Warcraft. Oh, okay. So that explains a
lot. So hold on. If the cross is the issue, is your pops religious and you're not, and he's kind of getting on you for not believing in God or something? Because I mean, that could be verbal abuse.
No, he said that he believes in Jesus. But I think dad is like hardcore extremist.
That's rough. That's rough.
I think
don't let this kid leave. Let me go get some water real quick because it's gonna get into.
Hey, do you have anything that you can do that you can leave the house, like an activity of friends that you can hang out with?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's why I'm like, it's like, what is his hobbies? Like, what is it that he likes to do? Where's he from? That's the question. Like, where is he from?
Yeah, ask him where are you from, Naruto?
Actually, without selling too much, will my coach hate me if I didn't do it? You'll never find more positive people than in a jiu-jitsu mat. All walks of life, children, teens, people go there to find peace, learning violence, but you find peace on those mats. It could take you a few hours a day. You might fall in love with it. Take some time. Where I'm at, we deal with lots of troubled kids too. They learn something, they learn to temper themselves, they make all kinds of new friends. You join a whole big community that's like a family. Personally, that's what I enjoy about jiu-jitsu is just having a family kind of structure that actually supports you through more than just being on the mat. Like I go to watch parties, we go watch UFC fights and on like a TV or something. There's all kinds of shit that you can do if you find yourself in a more positive group setting. That's pretty much it, really.
Yeah, because I would love to find out where he's from.
He said Idaho.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'm back, guys. But yeah, I went to homecoming last night. It was nice. That's good. That's good. That's good. Now, what you can do right there, Naruto, is find some friends or find some associates that share common interests. And like even Kenny stated, like for me, I love jiu-jitsu. I studied different forms of martial arts. I studied judo, jiu-jitsu, and they're pretty much the same, but they're not. You know what I mean? But it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot. It helped me release a lot of like tension, stress, anger. you know. And I'm not saying like go out, because it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's a very full contact sport, or it's very, you know, it's very physical and you can get hurt, but at the same token,
It's fun. It's really fun.
It's fun. It's fun. It's fun.
And the Brazilian jiu-jitsu community is specific. You know, we're not formal. We don't bow. There's none of that. It's
no. You just get on the mat and keep it good. Yeah. You pick out a partner and get on the mat.
That's it. And you make lots of great friends doing that. Some of my best friends I met were trying to kill me at one point on a mat. And that's the thing about jiu-jitsu is you'll spend an hour or so trying to kill your best friend, and then get up like, hey, you want to go grab something to eat after this? And then you just spent that past 45 minutes trying to strangle the lights out of them.
Yeah.
So there is and you know, it builds great confidence too, because there's nothing like the feeling of walking around and just sizing people up like, hey, I could probably strangle them half.
You start looking at things completely different once
confidence.
You start studying martial arts and, you know, different forms of like combat and so on and so forth. You start looking at things completely different. You even start standing a different way.
Yeah, you do.
You know what I'm saying? Like me myself, like a lot of people, I meet them on the side angle. Like when I go to shake their hand, I turn sideways a little bit. You know,
you look for tails. You see somebody with cauliflower ears, you know they mean business.
Yes. Like my nose has been broken before. My jaw has been shifted out of place. Like you'll see me. Like,
good Lord, Nate.
Huh?
Good Lord. Your jaw is broken?
It was broken before, yeah.
Dang. He says, I know I'm trying my hardest to keep my family happy. It's so hard though. My dream is to have a wife and treat our kids and letting them express themselves, let them yell and not ignore. But you know, like, how you gonna do that if you're deciding to like commit suicide and everything? Exactly. You're not gonna have your wife. You're not gonna have your kids. You're like this is like, you know, like your dream is done once you do that. You don't want to do that. You have a whole future. You're 15.
Exactly. You're young. You're very young.
There's a lot to experience right now.
Trust me when I tell you. You're gonna, and honestly, not trying to discourage you, but I'm just hitting you with a fact of life. You will go through more than that as you become an adult. Trust me when I tell you. You got it.
Yeah, you think you got it hard now?
Yeah, I'm not saying what you're going through now isn't harsh, but you got to build up a little bit of a tough exterior so that you know what's to come, because it's going to be tougher than that. But as far as that suicide, I don't want to hear that anymore. That's not going to happen, Naruto. You're not going to do that.
He did
expect to see you on. As a matter of fact, I expect to see you on the channel from now on. Every time we go live, I expect you to see it. I expect to see.
Yeah. Like once, like when we go on air, like stop through every once in a while. Tell us about your day, like what you're up to. Like we would love to hear from you more. You know.
As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do for you is, Naruto, I'm going to give you my name. I'm going to type it in the chat right here. And if you decide to add me on Facebook, we can always talk, and everything will remain confidential between us. You know, so like, you know, if you want to talk about things, so on and so forth, just make sure it's all in text, because I don't want things to get weird or whatever the case may be. And then like one day some junk be like, yeah, he was talking. I was like, no, here you go right here, motherfucker. I was trying to save his life. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta cover all fields.
That's my name right there. I just put it in the chat. But I want to see you. I want to see you grow into a nice young man, to where like you can take care of my old ass when I'm around about 70 and I'm about to kick the bucket.
He says he's extreme bipolar.
So I'm not a cool person to be around. Sorry, I'm extreme bipolar. Oh, trust me, I done been around worse people than bipolar. If you just start getting
we've been around.
If you get out of hand, I'll just check you and
we've been around characters.
Trust me.
You're not 40. We've been around the block.
Yeah, I done been around some rough characters.
We've been around the block. You're like, so wait. You know, like he says that he's bipolar. Who told you you was bipolar? That's my question. Who told you was bipolar? Because you probably ain't bipolar at all. But like people kill me with that, you know, because like, you know, teenagers, they go through certain things. It's like, oh, he got a condition. He's this. He's that. I don't sleep either, sweetie. Don't feel bad.
Honestly, you're going through
I sleep in a chair.
The process of turning into an adult. And when I was going through, like when I was around about like the age 14, 15, 16, I went through mass depression. I had lost a lot of weight. I was sleeping a lot. I mean, like everything would bother me, so on and so forth. To where, like, trust me, it changes as you get older. You just have to like weather the storm for right now and find a coping mechanism, a positive coping mechanism for yourself right now, which is what I had to do during that time. And for me, and you know, again, it's whatever brings you happiness. For me, it was action figures, comic books, going to the movies, martial arts, working out, so on and so forth. Also,
you have to find something that's going to make you and keep you happy. You know, there's so much. He's from Idaho.
Perfect for jujitsu. You know, it's made for little guys.
Exactly.
Smash on bigger guys. It's all leverage.
110 is a good weight. 110 is a good weight for 5'7". 110 is a good weight for a 5'5".
Perfect weight.
Exactly.
Our patriarch, Helio Gracie, was a sickly child who couldn't really participate in judo and throw people around. He had to develop Gracie Jiu-Jitsu because of his light frame. He's built to smash people. I bet you your strangles are
He's
really
a violinist. Wow.
Yeah, I just read right
he has something.
Violinist. That's great. Why don't you one day come on here, come on the show with us? You're able to come on to the show with us and you can play the violin. I think people would love to hear you. I would love to hear you. I love music. I love all forms of music. I would love to hear you play the violin, Naruto. Even if you don't want to like show your face, you don't have to. But you're always welcome.
You don't have to.
You're always welcome.
Yeah. Let's see what Naruto says.
This is turning out to be a rather interesting show. I'm happy we were able. I made toys when I was 16 over Xbox. Now I'm 27. He will chat with anyone, Naruto. Believe me. I was a little shit growing up. Yeah, he was. I used to love when Fierce. When I first met Fierce play. Yes, you can come on the actual show. I would love to hear you.
We would love to have you.
I'd love to hear you play the violin. And you have to understand too, another thing, Naruto. We're a great support system to each other within, like, Mika's a great support system for me. Kenny's a great support system for me, vice versa. We all pretty much look out for each other. If we're feeling a little bit down, whatever the case may be, we'll talk to each other. And that's the way it should be. And you're more than welcome to come.
Jumping in my ass now.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come into the fold now. Believe me when I tell you. I'm glad you have a different outlook.
Just come to the show. You are in good hands.
You're more than welcome to come.
You are in very good hands.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you can add me, or like whenever, if you feel more comfortable when we go live to talk to us, definitely come on the channel. We appreciate it. We love helping people, or we may speak our minds about things that we may not always agree with certain views. I will need to secretly do it then, because my parents have the same so they don't hurt me. Yeah, just play it safe. If it's better for you to just come on here or whatever the case may be, whatever. I'm just trying to offer you an alternative to the ladder, because that one that you were talking about right then and there, that's not good. Suicide is never good. It's
never the answer, sweetie. Never. And you're a violinist too? Shit.
Yeah, that's talent.
Baby.
That talent.
You got a lot of interview.
Yeah, that's talent being thrown down the fucking shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing too. Well, do you know, Naruto, that most musicians come from broken homes? Most good musicians have come from broken homes.
Most creativity comes from broken homes.
Most musicians, most artists, everything, they have come from broken homes. Imagine what your story would be. I would say like 20 years from now or 10 years from now. We're like, you tell your story like, look, I came from this, that, and the other. Now you're the professional violinist and musician. People are trying to like get you signed on left and right. You got your own YouTube channel, so on and so forth. Or like even who knows what'll be up there then by that time. A lot of things be going for.
But you're watching the broadcast through a cell phone. Ooh, you fancy.
Mm-hmm. I watch the broadcast through a cell phone like I'm doing. Exactly. Again, this has turned out to be a great show. Thank you so much for stopping through, Naruto. This was heaven sent right here. I mean, if we can,
I believe it was meant for you to come here. You said that you believe in Jesus Christ. Jesus brought you here to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We're still here. We're still here, Naruto. And you can join in the festivities, talk as much as you want. We're still about to carry on with the show. We're gonna touch another topic. I love you guys so much for what you did right now. It was great. And we love you.
We love you too, Naruto.
Brother.
We love you too. We don't even know your ass, but we love you.
Love you too, brother. You always welcome here. You always welcome here. Now there may be sometimes you tune into a show where we arguing a little bit, we going through this, but that's what we do. That's what friends do.
Yes, this is what we do. You know,
at the end of the night, we offer each other a slice of pizza and a beer or whatever the case. Hey Kenny, how we doing? We when we get ready to walk from the diner, we don't even say goodbye to each other.
Let's get up and go.
One goes to the left, one goes to the right.
That's it.
Pleasure to meet you.
It's a slow walk. It's a slow walk away from each other.
Leave your tip and get out. Don't even look at me.
We'll call you E for short, okay, Naruto? Is that okay? We'll call you E.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, Ethan. You can stay the duration of the show. Even if you come up with questions, if you come up with more questions, comments, or need some answers, or need some things answered, we're here. We're here, brother. So, moving right along, we were talking about the Beatles doing their
beating off together.
Yeah, masturbating together. So, I mean, like, you know, again, like I told you, it was Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones has been blowing the lid on a lot of stuff.
Hey, but you remember the rumor back in the day where when Tupac was hitting Quincy Jones' daughter, Quincy tried to hit Tupac and, you know, get up in his ass.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was in all that weird shit too.
Rashida Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rashida Jones.
Rashida, yeah, Parks and Recreation. Angie Tribeca. Yeah, I watch all that.
Yeah. Oh, he asked, what's all our names? Well, my name is Uncle Nerd, but my real name is Danae. The other guys here, they can the other guys and girls here, they can tell you their names.
Hi, I'm Kenny. That's my real name, and that's about it. I don't really have an alias. I'm Kenny, and I'm a piece of garbage.
A beautiful young lady right there in the middle of the screen.
My name is Ms.Mika, Mika for short. You know, my name is exactly what it is that you see on YouTube and everything. So, you know, I have nothing to hide. That's me.
Yep.
Nothing.
We're all regular people. We're all regular people.
Yes.
We just like to have our voices heard, get our opinions out there. You know, nothing too spectacular. Nothing. Right. But yeah, they were talking about the Beatles. The Beatles were up there. Thank you. We appreciate it. You know, when I was young,
thank you.
I always wanted a name like Rashid or something like that. But as I got older, I love my name.
You have such the coolest name.
It's different, no. But by the time that was short-lived. That was like until I was like in the age, like I would say I wanted my name to be different when I was around about like up until the age of like 8 or 9, because then I started noticing like girls would be like, "Hi, Danae." I was like, yeah. So
he said he always wanted a name like Drizzy. No, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Is it?
You want a name like Drizzy? No, you don't want that. You really don't want that.
You don't. That'd be merciless.
Drizzy stars in One Man Is Not Enough. Drizzy. Yeah, but yeah. So the Beatles were doing their thing, and again, like I was stating. Not to repeat myself, Quincy Jones is the one that's been blowing the lid on everybody. You go look on YouTube and look how Quincy Jones just been talking, and I believe him. Like I said before, like I said earlier in the show, I believe Quincy Jones. I really do.
I believe Quincy Jones. Like ever since he said something about Richard Pryor, this dude is spilling all the tea. Everything.
Pryor and Brando, right?
Yeah, and he said Brando. He said, pardon my profanity that I'm about to use, or pardon my French, as people say. That he said Marlon Brando will fuck anything. He said he was a sexual deviant.
Hey, I seen Last Tango in Paris. I believe it.
He said Marlon Brando was out of control. He said he was out of control. Yeah, and And he said a couple of things about Michael Jackson. He said Michael Jackson is a very selfish person.
Oh boy.
He was just, I mean, like he was just going loose. And, you know, people.
But you know what though?
Because a lot of these people are dead.
Like, I believe you, but why say things after they're dead, stinking, and buried?
Because they can't deny it no more.
Don't you say this all the time.
Why wait?
He's always with a big mouth. He's old. He don't. You know how old people reminisce on the past.
Yeah, old people don't give a fuck.
They'll just say, like my mother, she be saying some random shit sometimes about like stuff I don't think she need to be telling me. And she be like, yeah, you know, I smoked marijuana while I was carrying you. I was like, yeah. She was like, no, you was almost born in the toilet bowl. I caught your head. I was like, this. Like, and she'll say it like when company there, all sorts of shit. I'll be like, man. But I don't care. I don't care. It's funny. I love my mama.
Oh, Lord. Jesus Christ. Where's my book? Right here. Yeah.
Naruto, take care, brother. He says, I need to do my schoolwork. I was out of it. All right, see you guys. Thanks for stopping.
And remember, like, you know, like whenever we do the show, stop anytime you want to.
Bros, you know, leave some comments. We interact with our audience. That's one of the reasons why I like doing this show, because we do interact with our audience along with talking our nonsense or speaking about the current events. We do interact with our audience. So thank you for stopping through. I'm glad. I'm hoping that we made a change for you to like you were able to like absorb this in, sleep on it, and you know, you're a wonderful person, Naruto. For you to reach out like that, that shows that you have like a wonderful spirit. You're a person.
It took a lot of guts, kid.
You want to change. So I mean, like, you know, it was meant for you to come to this channel, and you're always welcome here. So I mean, moving right along, and you sleep well, Naruto. Take care, brother. But if you want to stay here, you can stay here. But moving right along.
Dude, they calling you Naruto. I'm gonna call you E-Man.
Yeah, his real name is Ethan. I don't know if he's gonna call him Ethan or Naruto, whichever one he wants. But it says that they were up here talking about Henry Cavill again, leaving Superman and not appearing in Shazam in the Shazam film. Okay. Me myself, I did.
Why would you appear in the Shazam film for?
I don't know. Well, no, they
kind of fight.
In a way, you like it's inevitable if you are going to make the Shazam brand that you have to incorporate Superman sooner or later, because they do. That's kind of like the Ryu and Ken thing. Like they always end up fighting each other.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, they're frenemies. They're frenemies. Me myself, I guess it was because of like me growing up as a kid in the 70s and like, you know, as a kid in the 80s and everything like that, that I always gravitated more. I would always gravitate more towards Captain Marvel or Shazam, as some people know him, than Superman. I've always loved Shazam. It's just something about that lightning bolt on his chest, and he's supposed to be like a culmination of a bunch of like Egyptian deities rolled into one. You know what I mean? So that's why I always liked him. I just always liked the way his cape would drape over like one side of his shoulder and everything like that. I've always been a Shazam fan. But back to Henry Cavill, it says right here that and this is from Cinema Blend, and I'm going to share it with you guys real quick.
Okay.
And of course, all of this stuff is speculation. Everything is just speculation right now. Nothing is etched in stone at this present time. But it says here at Cinema Blend, and this was a week ago, and it's still going on. It's still going on because there was one Instagram where he put up a video of him holding up a Superman action figure, and he was just like, you know, showing his face and all that other stuff with a stoic expression and everything. But it says yesterday a bombshell dropped. And yesterday dropped a bombshell when a report claimed that Henry Cavill was out as DC Superman. Nobody was expecting anything like that to happen, so the report was a shock. However, now a report claims that while some details of the original report might be true, the conclusion that Cavill will not portray Superman again is actually completely bogus, because there have been literally zero discussions on that topic. Let's break it down. It says, so yesterday, the claim that Henry Cavill was out as Superman was anchored by a couple of different points. First, the fact that DC and Warner Brothers were trying to get to come to an agreement and that there were no active plans for any future Superman movie, as the studio's focus was currently being given to a Supergirl film project instead.
Why?
I don't know, but nobody even watches that damn show. I don't care what nobody says.
I didn't even like the movie that much. Why they want to?
You know why. I'm not even going to get into it. You know exactly why they're pushing Supergirl, because of the current social climate that's going on. That's why they're pushing it right now. And it says Superman movie as a studio focus was currently being given to a Supergirl film. Cavill did reject the Shazam cameo over money, and there is no currently planned next Superman movie in development. However, it seems that because there is no next Superman movie currently in development, there have been no actual discussions with Cavill or anybody else about whether or not he would play the role when and if such a movie was in the card. So claims that he's out are premature.
Okay.
So, I mean, like, you know, it's still up in the air and so on and so forth. But you got to understand, Superman is never, to me, if you ask me, and this is just my opinion, Superman is a bad luck franchise. Well, it's bad luck for the actors for some reason. Me, myself, I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I think
he's perfect. I think Henry Cavill is perfect.
I love Man of Steel. A lot of people didn't like it. I absolutely loved it.
I loved it.
I love Man of Steel. Now, Justice League, I did not like. Anything else, I did not like. I didn't like. What was that? What was that? The
Batman versus Superman.
I did that. Batman versus Superman was horrible.
That was horrible.
I mean, like,
I thought Suicide Squad was a nightmare movie.
Yeah, it was.
Bad editing all around.
DCEU the DCEU just need to step back for a minute and just like really revamp everything, because the problem that's going on now is that they're not developing their characters. They're trying to keep up with Marvel, and you can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't watch what Marvel is doing. That's how you fail.
The reason why the Justice League did not do well is because there's no character development with none of those characters. Nobody really knows Aquaman. Nobody really knows the Flash. Nobody really knows none of these characters. And the ones that they keep pushing out there, people are actually tired of now. I mean, like, yeah, people like Batman and stuff like that, but I mean, how much Batman you gonna do? It's just like when Marvel does a Spider-Man movie. Nobody needs to know the story of Spider-Man anymore. We already know how he got bitten by a radioactive spider, so on and so forth. But they don't build up their characters to where, like, you can make a group film like Justice League. They didn't build up their characters enough to where you can make a group film like Justice League. That's why it flopped. Nobody really knew these characters. Not to mention, it didn't have that grand or like that explosive or like that upper echelon feel of what the Justice League is when you read them in a comic book. When you see them in the cartoons or whatever the case may be. This shit seemed like a bunch of ragtag, grubby ass like superheroes just trying to hold on, or like whatever the case may be. It just didn't have that how can I say, the flair that Avengers did. And essentially the reason why Marvel always does better, in my opinion, than what the DCEU does, because Marvel sticks with what they know. Yeah, they may change up a few things, but essentially comic book readers as myself and moviegoer, like random moviegoers, they don't feel like they're alienated from the characters that they're seeing on screen. You know what I mean? I mean, like with the Avengers. You take the Avengers. They essentially took one of the comic books and just flapped it right up on screen. People love what they know. They don't like change too much. So when you take something, when you do that, you pretty much grasp the comic readers and you grasp the newcomers or the average moviegoers, because the characters are relatable. They know the Hulk is a big, green, strong guy. Captain America has a shield. And they keep it simple. They keep it simple. And there are many changes that are made within these Marvel movies, but you accept them because they don't stray too far away from the core elements of what these characters are or what you know them as. So, I mean, fast forward to getting back to the DCEU and the Superman scenario.
It's a train wreck. DC is a train wreck.
It's a wreck. It's a fucking wreck. Honestly, I mean, like, I don't think, and I understand they have to get somebody that's going to pull a crowd, especially the female crowd. So that's why they chose Jason Momoa as Aquaman. But Jason Momoa, if you ask me, if they were going to have him portray someone, it should have been Lobo. I think he would have done a perfect Lobo versus versus doing being Aquaman. Honestly, Aquaman, and again, I know you're going like going to the Aquaman. Aquaman should be a pretty boy, blonde-haired guy. That's who he should be.
Aquaman should have been a movie before Justice ever came out.
Yeah,
that way, like they have everything.
Exactly. They should have. Yeah, they're working backwards. They're trying to keep up with Marvel, and they're making a fucking mess. They're making a mess. The only two DC films I would say they've made pretty well so far were Man of Steel and Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman was okay. Yes. It was all right. It was all right. It wasn't like I would be like, oh, that shit was garbage. No, it was okay.
You know what? And I think that Batman and Superman was trying to be like Civil War.
It was, and it was a mess. It was a fucking mess. It was at least like, I would say it was at least like 3 different books, 3 different DC series mashed into one movie. You had some of the Hush series, you had the Flashback, the Flashpoint series, you had the Doomsday, and then the thing that they made that was a Doomsday was just like, I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, this is just all over the fucking place. It's a wreck.
That was Zod. It was garbage.
Yeah, it was complete garbage. So I mean, like, in a way, I don't think Henry Cavill, even if they don't make another Superman film for a long time, that he's going to suffer because he's already established himself as an actor. He's been in Mission Impossible, and if you've seen a new Mission Impossible, he was very good. He was a convincing villain in that film. He was good. He was very good. There are other films I've seen him in, other shows I've seen him in. Like, what was that? I think it was Tudors. No, was he in Tudors? I don't think he was
in Tudors. No. There was another movie that he was in that I liked, and it was based off of a TV series.
Right.
I forgot what it was.
He's a very good actor. And the reason why I liked him in Superman, because he had an etched look to him. But I guess for licensing, they took away the curl that Superman has in the front of his forehead.
That's curl?
Yeah.
That's what makes him. That's what makes Superman is the curl.
Yeah, exactly. But you got to. They couldn't even call that film Superman because there was a lot of stuff going on. Remember, the guy from Action Comics was suing DC or something like that for the Superman brand because like it was essentially it was something going on. It was a legal issue going on.
Wow.
So they had to make some changes, some physical changes, and you can't really do a direct character representation from comic book to screen or for whatever that character is to the big screen because like it's a bunch of licensing issues and stuff like that go on.
Huh. So, that's the same thing with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
But with Wonder Woman. And you know what's so crazy? Like today, what was that fucking movie that I was watching? Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. That was really good. I was expecting it to be something lame, but that was really, really good.
What was the name of it?
Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. Wonder Women. I'm sorry.
What is that?
Was good because Professor William Moulton Marston is the creator of Wonder Woman.
Right,
and it was a story based on him.
Oh, what was it? A documentary?
Yes, it was. It was kind of like an autobiography, and he was in a polyamorous relationship with his wife and a student where he was teaching at.
Oh, okay.
And like his wife and the mistress were the 2 women that made him come up with Wonder Woman. So I thought that was pretty good. That was really good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that film.
Yeah, I gotta definitely check that out. I mean, like, when did this get released? Did it just come out? Is it
Huh?
When did
that came out? That came out like a month or 2 after Wonder Woman.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how I miss it. I'm usually on top of stuff like this.
Yeah, like that, and it was like I was reading more into the movie. It was gonna get an NC-17 rating. But it got it went down to rating like because of its nature. You know, they talked about bondage and submission and all that shit. Yeah. Watch the movie.
Okay, will do. I'll definitely Post the be sure that you send me the link. As a matter of fact, if you get a chance, type the name in.
It's on Hulu right now.
Oh, it's on Hulu. I'll definitely check it out. I have Hulu. So I mean, any closing thoughts on this Henry Cavill no longer playing Superman or possibly playing Superman?
We'll see. We'll see. You know, I don't think he's gonna come back, no matter how much money they're gonna offer him. The DC universe isn't as popping as Marvel. I don't know what's gonna happen.
I think, well, you got to look at it like this. It's a lot of people jumping ship on the DC universe. Like and Affleck's then left, Affleck then left, a bunch of other people then left, some writers left, directors left, all sorts of junk is just going on at the DC.
Once Ben Affleck leaves, is a fucking wrap.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, I never liked the only Batman that I've liked thus far. And again, it's not like because I'm a it's not because I'm a classic like a classic film fan. The only Batman I liked thus far was Michael Keaton. I think Michael Keaton was the perfect Batman, even though he wasn't the correct size or height. It's just his demeanor and the way he portrayed.
I loved Michael Keaton too. Christian Bale comes in second.
Oh, Christian Bale was the worst Batman.
That little voice he did as Batman ruined it.
Exactly. You gotta go do it, and you had to make sure.
It just ruined it.
I was like, why is he doing it?
Now, as far as the Joker role, Heath Ledger, hands down.
I don't know about
that Joker role down pat.
I agree. Now, hold on. Naruto says, hey, I just want to say one last thing. He says, parents on Earth. I don't like how we decipher them as parents on Earth. I say that our parents are Jesus Christ. God is our parents. Okay, well, if that's what you believe, and you know, by all means, you live by
each their own. Yeah,
to each their own. To each their own. But yeah, I just want you to be safe and not think of doing anything stupid, Naruto. We want you here, man. We need you. You're our future. But yeah, as far as what was that? I lost my train of thought for a second. Gosh, what were we talking about?
Superman.
No, we're talking about the whole like DC.
Oh no. Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I think like a lot of people. It's to me the Joker scenario versus what's his name?
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson versus Heath Ledger is the same as Mike Tyson versus Ali. Yeah, I love them both. But if you ask me who embodied the Joker, especially comic book Joker, the best, Heath Ledger, hands down. Don't get me wrong, Jack Nicholson did a great job. I loved him as the Joker. But I love Heath Ledger's Joker even more because
it was more realistic.
He was Dark Knight.
And on top of that, he's a method actor, so he's more realistic.
He played it like Alex from Clockwork Orange, kind of.
Exactly. And I mean, like, the reason why I enjoyed Heath Ledger Joker, and a lot of parents, you saw a lot of parents or a lot of people putting up reviews like, oh, he wasn't funny like the other Joker and this, that, and the other. He wasn't supposed to be funny. If you read the Dark Knight comics and read the comic books, especially the Killing Joke, the only one that finds is the Joker. His shit is not funny. He's not funny at all. And I mean, like, unless you have a very, very sick, morbid sense of humor, the only one that finds his jokes funny is the Joker, because he's psychotic. He's completely detached from all sense of reality. He's a sociopath. He's a megalomaniac. He does not see anything past himself.
He's just masochistic all around.
Completely. Fierce Play says Heath Ledger made the second Bale film very great because it wasn't that great of a movie. Christian Bale, the villains made those films, made those recent Batman films wonderful.
Yo, how uneven was that movie though? On one end you had Ledger, and on the other hand you had that screaming Batman voice. It was like a really uneven.
Yeah, movie. Like why was he doing that? Are you gonna tell me? You gonna tell me what are you gonna do? I was like, why did Batman doesn't do anything like that? I've never seen no depiction. He actually just. Like most Batman comic books, he may add a little bit more deepness to his voice. So it'd be like the cartoons meant do a perfect voice for Batman. I love the perfect voice that or the voices that they have for Batman. But as far as like that Christian Bale, I think that's what really killed it for me. Was Christian Bale. When I heard him do that, I was like, why the fuck are you doing that? Like,
in every scene he's in, he kind of kills too. The mood is kind of set, and he opens his damn mouth and just destroys whatever the hell he's doing. Just takes you out of it.
oh, okay, Naruto. Naruto says if you want to read my book, going to dissociation, you can. It's on an app, Wattpad. It gives more info on my life. Okay, cool. I'll definitely check it out. If there's any way you can leave a link in the comment section,
yes, leave a link, please.
I will definitely download it if it's an app or whatever the case may be, and I'll read it. I would definitely love to see what's going on with you. Definitely. But yeah, any closing thoughts on this Henry Cavill, or Henry Cavill leaving Superman, not leaving Superman, then making a Supergirl movie, so on and so forth?
Stay tuned. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, because what was that? As far as the Supergirl, like I don't even watch. I watched maybe like the first season of that Supergirl, and I didn't like the way they were forcing the diversity on there. Like I said before, you don't have to turn existing characters that are either white, Spanish, black to another ethnicity to grab an ethnic crowd. Just make more characters. That's it. Just make more characters.
I agree. I hate
when they do that because they made Jimmy Olsen a black guy. Jimmy Olsen's never been a black guy. He's never been a black guy.
Man, never been a black guy.
He's the farthest thing from a black guy. Him?
Jimmy Olsen is the black guy on the Supergirl show.
Wow. He's like a redheaded white guy.
He's actually the guy from what's that show? With the vampires and werewolves and the one vamp walking around naked and stuff like that. Not Twilight. I want to do bad things to you. My mind is shot today for some reason.
True Blood.
True Blood. He's a black guy. Remember the two that got that the lady that turned into that demon pig was feeding them all sorts of negative shit.
I like True Blood. I love that
one too. But by season 3, it got stupid.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah, so like that's my last remarks for like Henry Cavill. Like, stay tuned. We don't know what the fuck he's gonna do.
Oh wow! Look, Fierce Play just brought up a good subject. He says, "I know it's off topic a bit, but I still don't get how to this day people think Toby is the best Spidey. He had a
Toby sucks.
Yeah, he was. I
like the second guy.
He was always reading his lines. He was like, "But Uncle Ben wants me to go to the store," and I was like, "Spidey, not even like that." The best one who portrayed Spidey is this new kid, but the kid that was right before him. I forgot.
Yeah, I like that one. Amazing Spider-Man. I like that version.
The one that fought the one that fought the lizard. What was his name?
Garfield. He said it right there.
Yeah,
Garfield.
Yeah. Those are good movies. I actually like the first one.
Parker and Spidey completely. I mean, like, he had the wise jokes. He would still talk shit every now and then while he getting his ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Garfield. Yes, Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. Yes.
Yeah, the first one was a great movie.
I thought he was a fantastic, absolutely amazing Spider-Man. He was an amazing Spider-Man. I thought he did an excellent job. But they said they had problems with working with him on the set, so that's why they got rid of him. And he didn't want to agree to a lot of things and this, that, and the other. So,
Because Toby's a diva.
No, not Toby. Toby, from what I heard and what I was reading back in the day about him being Spider-Man, he would get nasty with fans sometimes. Wouldn't want to sign kid shit and stuff like that. And
diva status. Hello.
He would get nasty. People like, yo, you play Spider-Man. That role ruined my life. So what? It made me millions. It ruined my life.
He ain't making you millions no more. Goddamn, I don't even know what the next film he's fucking doing. Tobey Maguire. So 2 years ago.
Oh, that Black Symbiote fucking Maguire was the worst one too.
Yeah.
They wasted that thing on him.
I never liked
disco dancing and
never liked Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. Just like
Spider-Man 3 was horrible.
Just
they had Topher Grace's Venom.
Yeah,
like, oh Jesus Christ!
How can you make somebody skinny? If anything, Topher Grace should have been Carnage. Carnage. He should have been Carnage.
Right.
He had the perfect build. He was nice and slim like Carnage. I mean, like he had the nice pale look and everything like that. Yeah, that Spider-Man 3 was the beginning of the end, because you see after that they just ended that.
Yeah,
that was the
jumping the shark.
Yeah, but I would say I enjoyed the Spider-Man films because it was actually when they started upping the special effects and it looked like, you know, like your comic book was being put on the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I enjoyed the villain in the first Spider-Man. I absolutely loved Dr. Octopus in the second one. I thought he was amazing. I love the guy that they got to play him too, because like, you know, he was a little bit out of shape how Dr. Octopus is, but like, you know, like I like the way that they pretty much like showed like the symbiosis within him, attaching it to his spine and his cerebral cortex and, you know, the lower portion of the brain and everything. How, and like, it made you feel like, even though he was in control of the appendages that he created, they were a little bit sentient in a way, and they were controlling him too. Because if you watch in the movie, in the Spider-Man 2 film, you would see at one point like the arms were doing their own thing. Like one was over there like messing with something, and the other one was doing something else. Handed him a glass, and then it went back to like messing around with other stuff. You know what I mean? So that's why I like the way I did love Spider-Man 1 and 2. But by 3, I was just done. The best part of 3 was the Sandman.
3 sucked ass.
Yeah, he looked like Sandman. The costume and everything. He had a sweater like too.
Sandman. I love the shirt that they put on him, the build that he had. He looked like Sandman. And he said, Pierce Clay said the guy who was playing Doc Ock was a stage actor. Yes, he was.
Alfred Molina, that's his name.
Yeah,
Alfred Molina. That's who played Doc Ock.
Yeah, he did an excellent job. But like Tobey Maguire, I never thought he was a great Spider-Man. Just like I never thought Hugh Jackman was a perfect candidate.
Too tall for Wolverine.
He's too tall. Wolverine is. I mean, even when he goes feral, he's even shorter. Sometimes it all depends. But like Wolverine is no taller than 5'4", 5'5" at max, 5'5" at max. But he's very wide. He's very wide and he's heavy due to his adamantium skeleton. He weighs.
No, I'm gonna. I kid you not. I have met Hugh Jackman the day that X-Men 3 was out.
Right.
And I think that he was in New York for the premiere.
Right.
But you know, I just bumped into him like a friend of mine asking for a light.
Right.
And and like the same height. Like I'm kind of short. So like like a Wolverine,
looks like he's like a 6-footer. I think he's like 6'1", isn't he?
I said like 6 feet 6'1".
Yeah,
because I'm not tall at all. I'm like 5'5" to 5'7".
Yeah,
because what shoes I'm wearing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really care what happens with the DCU right now. They need to start. Because I'm care about DC. I'm not even and I love Aquaman. Like when it comes to my superheroes, I usually love the characters that are lesser known. Like I've always been a fan of like Captain Atom, Shazam, Blue Beetle, the Flash. Even though Flash is popular now, but
you know what? To be honest, I didn't care for the the Supergirl movie in the 80s either.
Nobody did, but they were trying to keep the brand. They were trying to keep the brand going. Yeah, he says Jackman is 6'2". That's too tall for
way too big. He should look like a cigarette vending machine.
He could have been Gambit or something like that. You know what I mean? You know, but not Wolverine. Wolverine. I mean, like, I think it was it you, Count Kenny, telling me that there was they showed Rambo, Sylvester Stallone playing Wolverine or something like that at one time.
I was like some art somebody did. Actually looked decent, like some art.
Sylvester Stallone is a short guy. He's a short guy.
Shit, I believe you guys.
He's a short guy. He's a short guy. But because I saw him one time in the city years ago.
To the gills too, isn't he? Yeah. So he got that roided out look because he is just popping himself full of that growth.
I loved him in that new Rambo though. That latest Rambo film that he made. I absolutely loved him.
That was a great
so movie. Violent and brutal. I loved it. It was like watching a Jason movie, a Friday the 13th movie with a machine gun. No bullshit. Did you watch that one, Mika?
No.
That's the best one.
You gotta watch it. It's called John Rambo.
The thing about that movie is if you watch
different versions. There were 2 different versions. There was one that was uncut that just had nothing but constant like gore and violence in it. And then there was one, because it was one they called Rambo, and then the other one was John Rambo. And I think they had edited it and stuff like that. But when you bought the DVD, they gave you the unedited version. It was just a bloody mess, and I loved it. It was It was this one guy
chopping people in half of the turret. Come on,
the turret gun, and he turned. He shot him up so much, you just saw it like.
And you know what? It's like I enjoy the Rambo movies, so it's like like I may get a kick out of John Rambo.
Here's why you'll like this: is because if you think about the other John Rambo movies as, oh, here's how they talk about Rambo and the shit he does. The new one or the last one is like what he actually does. It's way more grittier than all the legends and everything people talk about Rambo. Because if you think about how Troutman used to talk about Rambo in the first one, he said, "Oh, you're gonna need a lot of body bags." He made Rambo sound like a merciless killer, like Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
So this movie shows you just how violent he gets. Yeah.
I'm surprised, Mika. You gotta watch that one day. You know what? We're gonna watch that together. As a matter of fact, I might try to see. I'm gonna try to do something on the fan page to see if I could do some stuff and
like a live.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to put some movies.
Rambo.
Do that. I'm tuned in.
No, because I do have the uncut version, like the unedited version.
If you do that, I'm tuned in. Oh my god,
it's brutal. They would have raped them 50 times. They raped them 50 times more.
On the boat. Yeah.
Yes.
He was like, "You can't change anything."
Hey, I'm telling you, man, Stallone would be a great old man Punisher movie. Just have him redo Rambo as Punisher. He's still roided to the gills. He still looks like he does in
You gotta see that new Rambo. It was brutal. It was brutal. I loved it. It would have ripped us.
I have no problem if you could do a Facebook Live with that joint. Do it.
Great movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start doing I got a couple of things lined up, and I'm gonna run it past you guys when the show is over.
He's chopping people apart with a machete in that movie. He really ripping out guts.
He was literally disemboweling people, like running past him. Hey, Nanos Anthony, how are you? Great to see you. But yeah, that's kind of get your crap together, DCEU, because you're falling, man. You're falling.
Get your shit together, DC.
Who are you?
Even if you do get your shit together, I'm still not interested. Because you had ample time and y'all fucked up. That's how I feel about it.
Nanos Anthony said, "Who you? What the heck? Look at that. Who you?
Us?
Who's you?" But yeah,
Bros, who's you?
Who you?
Who's you?
Tough Nerd Channel. I'm gonna have to tell him.
We black nerds. We are black nerds. Who's
don't
you?
Be mean. He said, "Don't be mean." Nobody.
We love everybody on this show that like chats with us. We love. This is how we talk. This is us.
Oh,
we don't need
don't be mean.
Welcome to the show, Nonos Anthony. Welcome to the show. We are happy to have you here.
Okay. So the next topic we have right here is EA under investigation.
Yeah, I was reading about that.
Yeah.
They talk about the loot box?
Yeah, man. Well, see, it's getting out of hand. Now, you could see, like, if it's a free to play game, then putting loot boxes in. They got to make some type of money somewhere, or whatever the case may be. But I mean, you pay a premium price for a AAA game, and you still got to keep paying, which is the reason why, in a way, and see, like, for me, I was a little upset because of the simple fact that I went and bought what was that? I'm a big fan of Star Wars, as you guys know. And
speaking of which, Star Wars, you didn't even see the Starfighter tie that I got on my head.
I couldn't even see it.
It's a Starfighter bow tie.
Oh yeah, now I know. That's an X-wing right there. That is beautiful. Yeah, that's an X-wing. I didn't even know.
It's a necktie that I turned into a bow tie.
That's why I got on my Lando shirt. Lando. Lando.
Yeah, so we're representing Star Wars right now.
I didn't even know. See, look at that. Great minds think alike. Yeah, man. So essentially, people are getting tired of EA's nonsense, okay? Because I mean, like, these past 3 years, well, honestly, EA's been doing some bad shit for like a good chunk of, like, I would say like for 6 years they've been running amok. So Belgium told them to cut it out. They didn't stop it, and we got this article right here, which pretty much tells you what EA's been up to, and I'll share with you guys right now. It says right here. Oh man, I clicked on the wrong jump. I want to do that. It says on the side of the Variety.com, it says EA under investigation in Belgium over FIFA loot boxes report. And it further goes on to say video game publisher Electronic Arts is in trouble with Belgian government for its use of loot boxes in the FIFA franchise, according to the Dutch paper Metro. The Brussels Public Prosecutor's Office is conducting a criminal investigation into the company, Metro reports. Earlier this year, the Belgian Gaming Commission decided many forms of loot boxes in video games are illegal gambling because players don't get exactly players don't exactly know what virtual items they're getting when they buy them. It's a form of gambling, if you ask me. The BGP suggested games with loot boxes should include the odds of winning and a clear warning label that they contain gambling. Publishers who do not comply with the new law could potentially face criminal prosecution. While companies like Valve and 2K Games have already complied, EA apparently has not. People can still buy loot boxes in FIFA 18, Metro said, and FIFA 19 will have them, and when it launches later this month. They're like, so yeah, you ain't gonna like it, but the hood gonna love it. You ain't gonna, yeah. And the thing that gets EA is ballsy. They don't care. They do not care. It took the whole Star Wars community, and we're going to finish the story after this. It took the whole Star Wars community that had bought Star Wars Battlefront, like myself, to be like, look, y'all going to stop this shit. And after months, they was like, we'll take it off. And little by little, they took it off. They didn't just like take it off immediately. They stretched it for a while. And it continued right here. It says EA CEO Andrew Wilson said during the earnings call in May, his company doesn't believe loot boxes are a form of illegal gambling because players always get a specific number of items in each box, and those items can't be traded or sold for real world money in game. The publisher is going to push forward with the practice, he added. As you might imagine, we're working with all the industry associations globally and with regulation in various jurisdictions and territories, many of whom we've been working with for some time and have evaluated and established that programs like FIFA Ultimate Team are not gambling. Wilson said, and we don't believe that FIFA Ultimate Team or all loot boxes are gambling. And Variety reached out to EAs about Belgium's criminal investigation, but did not immediately respond. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect less from Variety, from EA. I know if you're in the gaming scene like myself, you know what they're about. They're about the numbers. They don't care. You tell them to stop, they're like, nah. Until we go to court and they tell us to stop, we're going to keep on riding this motherfucker out. And that's just the way it's going to be. Everybody else folded. EA got the money. They were like, so what? We'll just keep throwing the lawyers at you. For every lawyer, for every minute, we're making that money back anyway. So here, talk to our lawyer. In the meantime, we still selling this shit.
That's what they do. Nickel and dime.
Yep.
EA International.
They make a lot of money.
Jesus.
Off of them loot boxes and the microtransactions. They killing them. I can't knock them for the business, but it's messed up. It's messed up for gamers like myself and other people, but business-wise, it's ghetto gold. You can't, it's like they just eating constantly off of one game. And that's not mentioning all the other games that got loot boxes in them and stuff like that. I mean, it is what it is. It is. Any
chances you think they're going to invest in cryptocurrency soon?
Who knows? And I mean, you also got to understand they got investors that's like pushing the envelope on them, like, yo, what's up? We want to see a profit on we want to return on our investment. Like, what you gonna do? This, that, and the other. La 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 la. They got to feed the pig. They got to make the pigs happy. You know what I mean? So I mean, like, I mean, anything that comes out of, like, you know, any news that comes out pertaining to EA, it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all. It's the nature of the beast. It's business. Not saying it's right business, but it's business. You know what I mean?
EA always get into some shit.
They didn't become this multi-billion-dollar company just by being nice or doing things right or worrying about the gamers or whatever the case may be. No, they became that multi-billion-dollar business by being businessmen, by being sharks. And that's what it is. That's what business is. Do I agree with it? No.
Well,
business. A lot of stuff I don't agree with, but that's the nature of the beast. And see, the thing about it is you don't really see people complain about it. They still buying in loot boxes. So I mean,
because they're addicted to gambling already.
Exactly. EA got them hooked now. EA got them hooked, so they on it. They on it now. So it's nothing you can do. Nothing you can do.
I think, like, you know, like the whole thing about, you know, like Belgium suing them, like that's just gonna be a dent to EA. It's gonna be a dent.
Well, it might affect them there, but ain't gonna work here. We're gonna keep doing that shit in America. That's where a lot of their money comes from too. They might cancel it in Europe for whatever reason there, but over here. No, what I'm talking about, I talk about America everywhere else.
It might be a little dent. We'll see. We'll see.
Any closing thoughts on that or no?
No, business as usual.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're
I just like the way. Oh, I'm sorry. This is coming through. That was I pulled up a website and it came through. But yeah, that's just business as usual. That's them. That's what they do. That's what they do. I would expect nothing less from EA. EA is the juggernaut of the gaming industry. But they do what they want. They do what they want. They do. And I'd be like, you have to really, really hammer them for them to stop. Other than that, they're not.
No, they piecemeal out their games now. Watch how the next few games come out and how they make money. Look at what's the next one they got? Battlefield 5, which I hear is just like the Star Wars game, but they reskin it with a fake World War I look, and they're gonna make tons of money piecing that thing out.
Yeah, I mean, like, business. That's just EA. And the thing about it, they got the money to keep putting out there to like hold them off and stuff like that. Honestly, they'll just keep throwing lawyers at them. For every lawyer they throw at them, they've made that money back within the next minute or so. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's nothing to them. It's nothing. They'll keep that junk.
Exactly.
They'll keep that junk in court long.
Trust and believe. EA is unbothered. EA is unbothered by over this whole situation.
That's like your baby. That's like your baby brother, like coming to hit you in the ankles. You're like, yeah, I'm doing something. Move. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing something. So next subject we're going to cover right here is they are talking another decade of The Walking Dead. Another decade.
Why?
Damn, it really is The Walking Dead now. Cancel it already.
I'm hoping this doesn't come through the camera, doesn't come through the microphone. Oh boy, it's
Xbox commercial.
Yeah, it came through. So I'm gonna try to go to this other site. I wanted to take you to Forbes magazine.
You know, like The Walking Dead has ran its course. You know, like Rick is leaving.
Honestly, I lost interest around about like season. It was one of those seasons where it was lame as hell. I think it was season 4. It was just like they were just walking around. It was so you can tell the writers had ran out of content because they started doing the flashbacks, and then like it was a whole season of black and white flashbacks. That's it, and they were just walking around. Plus, anyway,
I think they were like the black and white flashbacks. Like some of it, I think they was basing off of the comic book.
No, they weren't. That was the writers.
Really?
That was the writers and directors not knowing what else to do for that season. They had ran out of creative content.
It ran its course because they're trying to find something to do with Daryl. That's all it is.
Yeah,
they're trying to find something with him because Rick is leaving.
Yeah, it's a little long in the tooth anyway. So I mean, like, it's a little long in the tooth anyway.
You know, I'm done with it. That's all I'm saying about it. I'm not saying anything else. It's like it's ran its course. I'm done.
Okay, so we have an article here, and it reads. I'll share it with you guys. I mean, how do you feel about The Walking Dead, Kenny?
Never got into it. I saw a couple episodes here and there, but I just never got into the series as a whole.
Well, when they initially debuted, I was very happy to see one of my favorite indie comics coming to the big screen. But then after a while, you know, and I understand. I mean, like some things coincide with the comic book, but I wasn't looking for a direct transition or translation from comic to screen. That wasn't what I was looking for. I actually liked that they changed up a lot of things because I didn't want to know like, oh, this is when this, that, and the other. But even though they did keep it a little bit linear, and they keep it in tone with the comic with Negan and certain characters, but like when everybody was upset that what's his name, the Asian guy had died, when Glenn had died, he should have been dead. Like comic book standards, he had been dead by the time Negan came in. But in a way, like, yeah, no, it's hard to explain. But like a lot of those characters were already dead, and some of them they made up. You know what I mean? Like there was a part with like what's his name should have lost his hand by now, all sorts of shit. But I don't want to kill it for people that want to read, that would rather go back and read the comics. But I has an article right here at comicbook.com that The Walking Dead isn't dying off anytime soon. According to AMC Network CEO Josh Sapin, The Walking Dead is a universe, and we have a plan to manage over the next decade. Plus, Sapin said, the Goldman Sachs Communicopia conference via
Goldman Sachs. All right, continue.
What happened?
Continue. No, I was saying Goldman Sachs. Just continue.
Yeah.
Continue.
THR that the plan is a careful plan to respect the world of the fans of that world. But even the fans aren't into the world anymore. They don't have a big fan base as they used to. The formerly
it ran its course. It's dead. It's done.
Yeah, I mean, like it's just too
like
much.
What the fuck you gonna do for another 10 years?
I mean, like, damn,
really?
That just makes you feel like it's more of a burden than you happy to hear that it's going another 10 years. It says a formerly singular series became a universe when AMC launched original spinoff Fear the Walking Dead. I actually enjoy that show. From Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman and original showrunner Dave Erickson. The universe was cemented when longtime Walking Dead star Lenny James was ported over to Fear, officially bridging the two shows for the first time. Scott Gimple, the showrunner and now chief content officer overseeing all things Dead for AMC, said in 2014 the show could continue on practically endlessly by way of a revolving door of cast members. As a comic book, I don't know if it will end. As a TV show, all shows end. Gimple said on Larry King Now, but I will say I think it's possible that it go on and on and on. I think if it went 10 years, if it went longer than that, it's possible that the cast, considering the amount of deaths on this cast and everything else, after 10 or 12 years, it could shift into a whole new cast. So I mean, like, yeah, I understand.
I know.
Want to milk it.
Like, I've already read at least like 100 and I read like 144 issues of The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? And it's still going on. And I understand what they're saying, but some things, like, you gotta know when to kill it. Like, perfect example, Penny Dreadful. I enjoyed that show. I enjoyed it for the time it was out. But he killed it off when the writer officially said, I have no more content. He killed off he said, that's it. That's the end of the series. And a lot of people are upset, but at the same token, me, myself, I wanted more, but I respected the fact that he was like, you know what? That's all I got. I blew my load. I don't got no more. That's it. You know what I mean?
I agree.
No one to fold. No one to let it go. Because like
that's what The Walking Dead need to do. Like, let that shit go. Like, why you want to hold on to another fucking 10 years for? Like, what content do you actually have for the next 10 years?
Exactly. Any closing thoughts on that?
Let it go.
I hear you.
Let it go.
Now, me, myself, I'm gonna end it on this. I do enjoy Fear the Walking Dead. I feel as though they go into more character development, and it isn't always just killing people off and stuff like that. You see a lot of it's more suspenseful. The drama is more immersing, like you get more immersed into the show when it comes to the drama. The storytelling is better. It seemed like it's well written. It's very well.
Like, truth be told, like, I never even saw Fear the Walking Dead.
It's actually pretty good, in my opinion.
Really?
It's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
Okay, I gotta check it out then.
Yeah, check it out. I think you'll like it. And it pretty much
But how many seasons they're into already?
3 so far. 3 so far.
Okay, so it's still pretty kind of fresh.
Because I think I'm watching I was watching season 4, one of the two. But yeah, I mean, like, I actually enjoy Fear the Walking Dead. I mean, yeah, they have a as leader of this group, it's the mother, but she actually makes sound decisions, and she does make sure that, like, there are mistakes being made on her part. They haven't just made her a Mary Sue where she's always making the right decisions and this, that, and the other. She fucks up a lot, like any person would in a scenario like that. Just as Rick did. You know what I mean? She's a believable heroine. Not some just like, oh, and I'm jumping over cars and doing this, is that. No. Should be messed up on Fear the Walking Dead. Like, because you have to understand, they're at the point of kind of like their story starts off with kind of like, how can I say? It's a prequel, but then it leads up to modern day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're able to see, like, certain characters transition from Walking Dead over to Fear the Walking Dead. And what I like too is that in different parts of the country, it's different. It's a certain form of, like, different epidemics or different trials and tribulations, or like, how can I say? There's different types of villains and everything. There's just a whole different segment going on that the Rick group isn't going through. You know what I mean? I like it. I like what they're doing with it, because actually it was season 3 that I started veering. Was it either 3 or 4 that I veered away from The Walking Dead for a while, and I started watching Fear the Walking Dead. I said, this is actually pretty good. Like, you actually want to see the next episode. You know what I mean? There's a lot of betrayal, a lot of me first shit, self-preservation going on. It's good, because it's kind of like a cross between Mad Max and like The Walking Dead. I think that's why I like it too. It's a lot of steampunk shit going on.
So it's like dystopian.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a dystopian type zombie apocalypse. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So all right, I definitely have to check it out then.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. Now, moving right along, we have some movie news right here. And I watched this. I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I'm gonna let you talk about this, Kenny. What did you think of the new Iron Fist?
I watched a good amount of it. Like, I'll say I watched because I fell asleep through a lot of it too, about 8 episodes. But I watched enough to get the gist. And here's the thing, without giving away spoilers. If you caught the first 2 episodes and it made you tired and sleepy, every other episode will do the exact same thing. It's just a snooze fest. The action just seems boring. Everything about the whole, even the camera work, made me sleepy. It was like some sort of sleep aid video. It was just awful. I couldn't get into it, man.
Please tell me.
Danae, like, I try to watch Iron Fist too. I celebrate things, not tolerate things.
I hear you. I couldn't do it because I was already watching 2 series that just came out on Netflix. That was Maniac and Last Hope. You know what I'm saying? The anime called Last Hope, and the other series, Netflix exclusive, Maniac.
Maniac.
I asked you guys. I said, you're gonna have to watch Iron Fist for me. Plus, anyway, I already have my thoughts on what I believe Iron Fist.
Did you see any of it?
I didn't watch it. That's why I left it to you guys. I didn't watch it. I have no interest.
Wait. You didn't watch Iron Fist?
Nope.
Oh, I just sat through 8 episodes.
And he was like, "Oh, you gotta watch Iron Fist."
I told you guys. I said,
well, you did say bite the bullet, so it's not applied almost.
I said, bite the bullet. I said, bite the bullet. Pay attention. Read what I put in there. I said, somebody.
You did say bite the bullet
because I already know how I wasn't gonna pay attention to it.
Don't matter. If you wasn't gonna pay.
I'll say.
What did you think we was gonna pay any attention to it? I don't like Iron Fist. I didn't like season 1.
Yeah.
So I like. What makes you think I was gonna like season 2?
But I love you guys, though. I love you guys.
We love you too, but goddamn it,
man, you owe me something now. You took away like time from my life. I can't recover.
You have the will, Danae. You have the will.
I'll tell you this too.
No pennies and 8-track tapes for you.
there's one guy in there who plays the villain who is all right, the Steel Serpent guy, but
Right.
even his acting gets way too. It's almost like on a smaller scale, the whole Ledger Joker and Bale Batman, how Ledger seemed like he was acting a little bit more seriously than Batman doing a roar thing. Because the guy who plays Iron Fist, you know, I can suspend suspension of disbelief in something enough, but I can't take this guy serious in anything he's doing. Just the way he comes off and the way he even delivers his line, it just makes me want to just sleep. He's a boring guy. Like for a show about a guy who fights, and he does all these triad busting things. They picked a really boring guy. He looks boring.
Yeah, he looks boring. His girlfriend looks boring too.
Oh my God, the chick that's like the most boringest female I saw in my life on TV. You talk about plain Jane. She's so plain. She may as well be invisible. It's amazing. Like, where can you find a more boring
And you know
cast
the
than
crazy
this?
thing is, like, she's supposed to be some part of some triad gang. Or
Yeah,
something.
she's supposed to be part of Hand or
It was
something.
pretty fucking lame. I'm like, you know what? Yawn. I'm done with this. After 2 episodes, I'm done. I am done.
It's
Now, if you talk about Snowfall, I can.
Oh man, I absolutely love that show.
I love that show.
Kenny, you really need to check
I
that.
should have gotten to that because this took away all my time. Made me tired. It made me tired and sleepy. I had spent most of my time watching this sleeping.
Guys, I just couldn't do it because after that first season, I already knew where I was going to go with it. Honestly, I would watch season 2 of Luke Cage, and I don't even like the Luke Cage series. I would watch Luke Cage season 2 again before I watch.
This shit here though, it takes you 8 episodes or maybe the whole 8 to fully kind of get the damn story because it's so slow and boring. Like pick it up already, do something exciting instead of these long drawn out scenes where the guy's doing this. Typhoid Mary comes off as boring for crying out loud. She's supposed to be 2 personalities, but she's just 2 different forms of regular girl A and then regular girl B, and it's just a really bad show.
Please tell me they made the choreography better, like the fight choreography.
I mean,
like, did that guy, the one who plays Danny Rand, is his fighting better? Does he still look like a 5-year-old?
Don't care.
Well, I'll tell you what they did. They kind of do different camera angles, like they close up on him and they kind of make him look like he's moving a little faster. So they kind of drop a lot of that slow Tai Chi thing. But the camera work in the fights are bad. And even when he's wearing a mask, at one point he wears like an Iron Fist mask. There's like a couple scenes there.
Right.
He looks bad doing it. Like take it off. You look stupid. And I guess even the guys who were making the show decided, hey, it looks stupid because when he does wear a mask, the majority of it, he's just wearing a regular like half face, you know, just a rag on the bottom of his face, like a neck collar thing that he pulls up.
It's bad. It's bad that Daredevil. Now Daredevil, you can tell he knows martial arts. You can tell he really knows martial arts because even some of the kicks, it doesn't look like he, you know, his punches are well maintained and he really like pulls his punches very well. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing. Whereas though, like with this Danny Rand guy, I mean, like he's very clumsy and sloppy. He flails away when he swings, and it just looks sloppy. It just looks so, I don't know.
That's actually kind of the weird thing because his counterpoint is supposed to be the Steel Serpent guy.
Exactly.
Right, and that guy he looks a little sharper. He's quicker, and then you go to this Danny Rand guy, and he doesn't look as quick or as sharp. Like, what is this? This is nonsense.
So you know, I appreciate you guys watching it for me. I just couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
I'll put it like this.
Snowfall. I enjoy Snowfall. I can't wait for the last 2 episodes of season 2.
I gotta get into that.
Yes,
you know,
I'm getting into that.
It's awesome. And you know the crazy thing is like Snowfall is like that's not really my cup of tea either, but it was way more enjoyable than Iron Fist.
Yeah,
I was so engaged.
Snowfall is very good. Snowfall is a very good show. I enjoy it completely.
Do you know what? Back to Daredevil, just quickly. It seems like whoever was in charge of casting and directing just looked inside of a Sears catalog and grabbed all the boring looking models from a Sears catalog or something. Because
you talking about for Daredevil?
Yeah, Daredevil. Because I've never seen a more just generic looking cast of people in my life. It's like It's really the Sears catalog cast. It's awful. It's boring looking people doing boring looking things.
But you know what? I'd watch Daredevil over that fucking Iron Fist any fucking day.
No, I'm talking Iron Fist actually. Iron Fist. I meant Iron Fist.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Iron Fist had the Sears catalog cast because everyone the show just bleeds boringness, just boredom. Great show if you're an insomniac. If you have sleeping problems, you can't sleep properly.
Put that shit on.
Let that run.
Today? What you snacking on? I see you munching.
Hardball day, hot sauce.
Man, your ass is gonna skyrocket.
Don't do nothing for me. Protein.
With hot sauce? All right.
Hell yeah. I could drink this whole bottle. Yeah, you can forget I got African blood in me. We don't do nothing but eat hot stuff. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Introduce you to some Scotch bonnet. You eat Scotch bonnet?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I eat Jamaican country pepper too.
Ooh, Jesus.
That's right, boy.
Right.
That's right, boy. Right here. All right. So, I mean, any closing thoughts on it, Kenny? I mean, you gave us a review. Well, how many nerd pins would you rate it?
0.
As a sleep aid, I'd give it a full review. As a sleep aid, as a TV show, it's 0. But if you like ASMR videos and you look at solfeggio frequencies to help you sleep on YouTube, like 8-hour loops of different sounds,
right?
Give a break to that. Pop on Daredevil or Iron Fist on Netflix, and then just try to pay attention to the story, and you'll fall asleep instantly. It's amazing.
All right. So, I mean, like, you heard it from the horse's mouth. I mean, don't take our word for it. Go check it out for yourself. Some people absolutely love Iron Fist.
Yeah, don't take our word for it.
Myself, I can't stand it. I don't like it. I like him in the comic book. I love the comic book Iron Fist.
Get someone who can fight. That's my big complaint. Why can't he fight properly?
And shame on you, Danae, for making us watch it.
I'm sorry.
You didn't even watch that shit yourself.
I saw it pop up, and I was about to hit play. Then I just started feeling like it was work, or I just started feeling depressed when I was.
You got to watch something terrible now too, Danae.
Yep. We got to pick it though, Kenny. We got to pick it.
Yeah, I think so because you just basically forced me to.
I watch everything else, and y'all will just watch whatever. I usually watch all the shit. Y'all took one for the team. I'll take one.
Sure did take one for the team. I took 8 of them.
Y'all used to be like wasting my life with me on this shit. You're like, they'll watch you. Fuck it. Like, I like how y'all watch me play that full Spider-Man game, even though I love the company. Y'all watch me play that shit.
No, it's enjoyable to watch. It really is. It was enjoyable to watch, but like it's like the Spider-Man games. Like I seen the Spider-Man games prior, and that shit is so monotonous.
Yeah, it's the same shit. I don't see what everybody's talking about. Like, oh my god, it's the best Spider-Man game. This is the beginning of the year.
So my
see all the other ones.
Like all the rest of
people who played the past Spider-Man games is like, what makes this one so fucking different? Because I don't see the difference.
Like I told you before, and again, I did it in last night's review. I did a Spider-Man video game review. It's okay. I wouldn't say like it's something like hurry up and go get it and this, that, and the other. And I'm a Spider-Man fan. I love the comics.
Yeah, at the most, it's okay. At the most,
it's all right. I didn't see what was the big like, oh my god, it was amazing. And you did this. Yeah, you did the same shit in other Spider-Man games. After a while, you run around town picking up comic books, picking up little icons and all this other shit. Even though this one didn't have the comic books in it to pick up like you did in the other ones, but it's the same thing all over again. I didn't see what the big deal was. I don't see
You know what though about that game? They could have easily sold all those costumes as like microtransactions. Maybe that's one of the selling points. All the unlockables.
They could have done it like that. They could have. And I mean, like it was all right. I mean, like my cousin hit me up. He was like, "Yo, this Spider-Man game." I said he was, I guess he wanted me to chime in with him on how wonderful it is. I was like, it's all right.
How you gonna get to the island though? That was my main concern.
You know what my stupid ass did? If you go back and watch the video, all I had to do was stand on top of the building and take a picture of the art. I'm over there trying to get it. Yeah, I'm over here trying to get to it, and then I looked online, and or like somebody told me.
All you gotta do is take a picture.
And they said just stand on that building right there and take the picture. There you go. I was like, oh,
I'm done. Goodbye.
Oh, stupid ass. Next up, we have I watched this show. Well, I'm actually on the last episode of the show with Joaquin. Well, not Joaquin Phoenix. I'm thinking about him playing Joker. I watched this show called Maniac, Netflix Maniac. It's a limited series, they said. So I guess they're only going to do like or keep it out there for a short period of time to see how people like take to it or whatever. I watched it, and I would absolutely say it's not for everyone, but I love psychedelic films like this. I love psychedelic films like this. I love films that are pretty much like are in the realm of The Cell or like Cloud Atlas or what was that? Does anyone remember this cell shaded movie with Robert Downey Jr.?
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name now though.
I forgot the name of it. It was one of my favorites too. I actually enjoyed it because I love indie films. Something.
It was like a moving cell shade thing too, where we're all aligned, kind of moved while they talk. Yeah, that was cool.
Like they did motion capture on around the characters and they cell shaded it.
Oh, more Robert Downey Jr. and Keanu Reeves.
Yes,
I know what you're talking about.
You know which film I'm talking about, right?
Yes,
but it was like that. It was like that, but it was good. It was very this show actually shows that Jonah Hill has, not saying that he wasn't a character who can't portray different roles or he doesn't have variety within his acting skills, but this was good. This was very good. Now Emma Stone, she's Emma Stone. I've never looked at Emma Stone as this fantastic actor or anything like that. She's Emma Stone. It's just what it is with her. Like, you know, but both of them coincide very well in this movie, in this show. And it's basically, I don't want to tell too much of the story, tell too much of it because like I'm trying to walk around it without telling you too much. But okay, here
the name of the movie was called A Scanner Darkly.
A Scanner Darkly. Yep. A Scanner Darkly. Yep, that's exactly it. But this show is basically like people that these two a group of individuals go in to do like one of those pharmaceutical testing. You know how you get paid to do pharmaceutical testing and stuff like that. They go in and do this pharmaceutical testing, and this takes place in like an alternate reality Earth that's like stuck in the. It's like it's stuck in the 80s. It's like it's stuck in the 80s because you'll look and see like the material around them is like very dated, but it's modern day. It's modern day. It's like an alternate reality, but it's stuck. Like technology in certain aspects has like come to a halt, but in other aspects it's progressed immensely, especially when it comes to psychological treatment, so on and so forth. So you have Emma Stone and you have Jonah Hill, and of course, and in this series, Jonah Hill has lost a considerable amount of weight. I mean, like I think like I don't mind when Jonah Hill loses weight, but he loses it in odd places where, like, you know, like the skin is like his face looks like somebody just
you can tell.
Yeah, like it just, and like he looks very weathered in this film, but his acting is phenomenal. His acting is phenomenal. It's believable because he portrays this guy with psychological issues, and he goes in to this facility with Emma Stone. Well, they meet up there, and he goes to this facility, this research facility called Nebin or something like that. And from there on, all hell breaks loose. They start making them wear like they start giving them these psychotropic drugs and all that stuff to like enhance their minds. The guy that was heading the facility, something happens to him. Then another guy comes in. Then that guy brings in his mother, who's a psychotherapist. They hook him up to these machines where like you read how this drug works or how this treatment works is that it looks for the most damaged, psychologically damaged individuals that they can find. And then it takes you to like when you sit in this chair and you take the drug, it takes you right back to when this situation happened. So like if you were were beat the hell out of, or you were raped, or you were like you killed somebody. It takes you to that most traumatic period in your life and makes you relive it. Then you take another pill to alter the reality on how to deal with it. And what is happening is that by them doing that, these other realities are popping up within their minds while they're while they're in REM sleep, or they're in, because they make you sit in this chair with like these electrodes next to them, but they send in microwaves through your head. It's crazy, but it's good. And what I like about it is, do you remember how Creep Show was back in the day? It was a movie that told different stories within the movie. You remember how that show was? Can you guys hear me? I think I lost him. Can you guys hear me? I think it froze up. Let me see something. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Let me try and see if these guys are still here. What happened?
All right.
Okay, yeah, I wonder what had happened.
I had to get myself a drink. I'm back. Get myself a little bit of water.
Okay. All right. I don't know what happened with Mika, but yeah, something happened with Mika. I hope she's all right. Yeah, basically, essentially, like the show is good. If you like films like 1984, like 84, and Brazil, and Cloud Atlas, A Scanner Darkly.
This is on Netflix, right?
Yeah. Altered States. If you like films,
I'll have to check that out. I think that
Altered States. Yeah, you will like this. You will like this series.
I'm back, guys. I'm back.
It goes from where like
yeah, my modem just went down and started to reload. This is why Spectrum is getting kicked out of New York, because we were supposed to have uninterruptible service.
Yeah, go with Verizon. I've had Verizon, and I have like the most stable connection. When I was with not speaking bad on them or whatever, I don't care. When I was with Cablevision, it was always a problem, man. Always a problem.
Really? Y'all had Cablevision in Jersey?
Yeah, we got Cablevision over here. We got Cablevision, AT&T, Verizon, Infinity. We got it all. Spectrum, all that junk. We got all that junk. But yeah, it's a great show, and it really shows the versatility of Jonah Hill. I've always liked Jonah Hill anyway. I loved him from Superbad. Honestly, I loved him from Superbad. Superbad is one of my favorite comedies, modern day comedies, along with a few others. But I love Superbad. Superbad is absolutely amazing to me, and I love Jonah Hill's acting, and especially in here. And if you ask me, Emma Stone just played Emma Stone, the character she always plays, the very like, man, whatever girl or whatever the case may be. It wasn't really nothing fantastic, but the alternate realities that these guys keep encountering, and now how they intertwine with each other, they always end up meeting up in these alternate realities, and the scientists will keep trying to separate them, and they keep ending up together. But it's good. You got to check it out. I wouldn't say like rush and see it, but when you got like some downtime, check out this series. Check it out. I think you'll like it. I think you'll really like what's the name? Maniac. It's pretty good.
Anything's better compared to what I had to watch, so I'll definitely check it out.
Right, I'm so sorry.
Anything beats Iron Fist.
Oh, my God. My God.
Iron Fist is good.
What an awful boring show. Luckily, I have trouble sleeping, so it wasn't bad for me. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
Getting like
you went out for a minute.
Like Loki and Scarlet Witch was having a series. I know Killmonger is having a mini series too.
Yeah, Yeah, they talking about having Killmonger having a miniseries.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like what, in December?
Hmm.
That they're supposed to have it.
Yeah.
Because I know with the Loki and Scarlet Witch, they didn't disclose when it was gonna come out, but Kevin Feige, who's behind like the whole like MCU, is doing Scarlet Witch shows, and that's gonna be on Disney streaming. We don't know when, but we know it's gonna happen.
Oh, okay. Well, right here, I'm on a site called The Vulture, and I'll show it to you guys right here. And it says, Killmonger miniseries coming to Marvel in December. So maybe it's a book. It was bound to happen. Honestly, it's surprising it didn't happen sooner. After the wild Cineplex success of the February's Black Panther, it was only a matter of time before Marvel decided to capitalize on the acclaim for his unsettlingly sympathetic antagonist, Eric Killmonger. The character has been tyrannizing his way through the Marvel Comics universe since his early 1970s debut at the hands of the writer Don McGregor and artist Rich Buckler, but has never had his own series. That changes this December with the first issue of the first. Yeah, it's a book. First issue of a 5-part miniseries, apparently titled Killmonger. It will chronicle the tale of how a Wakandan named Njadaka, forcibly exiled to the United States, went from being a bitter genius to a full-blown supervillain with a memorable nom de guerre. Green Arrow artist Juan Ferreira will be on penciling duties, and the writing credit will go to Detective Comics and the Wildstorm. Michael Cray, scribe Brian Edwards Hill. We caught up with Hill to talk about how the series came to be, what we might learn about Killmonger, and how going to a gun range influenced his approach to the book.
Kenny was saying something earlier, like if they go into like his Black Ops origin,
that's what it seems like they're going to do. Because he's talking about gun range and stuff like that. So you have to go into like when he was a Black Ops agent, or like when he was coming up on the streets and stuff like that.
Did I hear that right though? It said DC and Wildstorm is on writing credit.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
That's why I stalled for a minute. I was like, am I reading the right thing? You know what I'm saying? I don't know,
man. I don't know about the whole like DC thing, but it'll be interesting to watch in December. It's
actually a book. I don't think they're gonna do a series, a TV series.
No, they're not gonna do a series. They said a mini series. Yeah. So I understand all that.
Only parts. They should check it out. I'll read it to check it out, see how it goes.
I'm ready to check it out too.
Yeah.
That sounds really interesting. Considering that he was talking about like things like the shit that's happening today.
Yeah. Oh man,
it does a lot.
So what do you think about it, Kenny? You gonna read it or watch it or whatever case may be? I think it's from what they're saying, it's a book. It's gonna be a book.
It sounds like a comic to me, like a miniseries comic. So
yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Well, I'm not too keen on Marvel's comics because they tend to kind of screw them all up. We'll see how this turns out.
But how things how movies are like, some movies are better than the comic book and stuff. So I don't know. It's like it would be interesting to watch for me. We'll see how it goes in December.
All right. So next subject we're going to talk about is Captain Marvel trailer.
Yawn.
I like the Blockbuster cameo, if anything. That was all right. It was cool seeing Blockbuster Video again.
So Brie Larson is being a jerk off about everything and messing with everybody. And
she should learn how to smile.
Why I want to see Envy from Scott Pilgrim for?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
how this is gonna turn out.
Yeah, I'm not excited for this film. Honestly, I can take it or leave it. And it's not just because it's a female character or a female lead.
If she was a black girl, that's more interesting.
Honestly, you would have to. It's better if they did it chronologically and just told the story of the original Captain Marvel. And then what's her name?
Because it
original
seems that
Diana
Captain
Cancer
Marvel
too.
was generous.
Amazon store.
Yeah, then like Monica Rambeau and stuff like that. The second one.
Yeah, like Captain Marvel's kind of like Doctor Who. It
Yeah,
regenerates.
Exactly. It's a bunch of them. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a bunch of them.
A bunch of them.
My concern about this movie though is the comics for Captain Marvel have been the dead center heart of the whole SJW thing they do.
Yeah.
So there's this movie could be chock full of just self-insert politics is what I'm seeing or thinking already.
Well, she's already being a jerk off online and everything like that.
Oh, SJW is for sure then.
No, we're talking about Brie Larson. Brie Larson is being a jerk off online and stuff like that, especially
like SJW does. So she's perfect for it.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna let you read this article. See this article right here.
Moving on. I saw a criticism.
Marvel.
Brie Larson's reimagined superheroes.
She just mad because she don't know how to smile properly. That's all.
Yeah, we got this article from
Stop
Politics.
telling women to smile.
Hey, Tip.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, Toots, why don't you smile a little bit?
Somebody said her face looked like wood.
Because she has the emotional range of a plank, apparently.
Yeah.
What's wrong with smiling though?
I don't know.
Yeah, hey, Toots, you go farther if you do. Don't you doll yourself up?
But I mean, like, they have an issue right here. I mean, they have an article right here on Polygon at polygon.com. It says
I'm one of the most smilingest people that you could possibly know. Why you're telling me to stop smiling?
I don't know. Captain Marvel's Brie Larson.
I don't like this.
To expose gender criticism. It says Brie Larson is becoming the hero that we need, even if we don't deserve her.
Or want.
Who will take her debut in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Captain Marvel next year, is already dealing with an issue faced by other women in her position, that being a starring role in the popular action or sci-fi franchise. Juvenile opinions from anonymous men on the internet, and a fist-waving crop of...
This is so biased!
Yeah,
you know what?
Petulant fans are upset that Larson's Captain Marvel doesn't seem to smile in the first trailer. The phrase...
It's the trailer, guy.
The phrase, women should
Next
smile.
topic. Don't go on any further.
Okay, all right.
Hey, well, you know, Danae, from now on, I'm just going to amp up my telling women to smile routine. From now on, I'm going to tell them all to smile. Why don't you smile, Toots? It'll make you look prettier.
I mean, like, I think women are their best, especially my black women. Women are their best when they smile. They light up a room. I mean, who wants to
exactly? You know why? Because
I don't want to look at a motherfucker that looked like somebody I was bunking with in jail.
No, you know why? Because we get known for being really mean people, and we're not like that at all.
Yeah, you see them making like
just not
Brie
getting
Larson. Yeah, this is what Brie Larson did. She photoshopped smiles.
Man, she didn't do it. She paid a man to do it.
It is funny looking though.
Hey, I'll tell you what, the Doctor Strange one looked like it could have worked actually.
Yeah, I actually like the Doctor Strange one.
It could have worked.
I like the Doctor Strange one. I ain't even gonna lie. Now this one right here, they purposely made it look goofy right here. It's like he gave me like, ooh. Now this one right here, look, and you'll see like he cocked it out a little bit.
that looks all kinds of special.
Yeah, but Brie Larson is
what's wrong with smiling though? Just be ashamed of yourself, lady. She should be ashamed
what's
of
wrong
herself.
with smiling? I mean, everybody loves, I don't care what nobody say. Everybody loves to see a woman that smiles. I love seeing women that smile. I instantly melt for women that smile.
I think everybody should smile. Like, I think there's a lot of people that have pretty smiles, and
exactly. But I mean, you know.
I mean, is there something wrong with her teeth? Maybe she don't want to smile because her teeth are messed up. What's wrong? So what's wrong, sweetie? Why don't you smile? You sick or something?
You got yellow teeth.
Oh, that's a shame.
You know, I know you didn't want to hear it, but let me just read a little bit more, okay? Mika.
All right.
It says Brie Larson is quickly becoming a hero. Oh no. Where was I at?
You was at the third paragraph, like the phrase "women should smile more," or "I want her to smile."
Yeah, the phrase "women should smile more," "I want her to smile" isn't just an oblique suggestion from well-intentioned men. It might be in some cases, but it's a phrase often associated with gendered discrimination and street harassment. Wow.
Yeah.
A social media campaign created by Tatiana Fazlalidze.
God bless that name. Holy.
It's dedicated to phrases women hear, such as this: when they are trying to work, walk down the street, or sit in a cafe, whether men care to admit it, you should smile more. It's a phrase often used on and against women. The Atlantic has this article chock full of examples given by women in their professional and personal lives about times men told them to smile and their reactions. Let
me tell you something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that women should smile more, but there is a time and a place for everything.
Right.
You know, like if I'm busy and I'm on the go and I gotta be somewhere and you telling me to fuck smile, like I'm like, I gotta be some fucking where. What the fuck I gotta smile for? For you? Like, no. It's a time and a place for everything.
I understand. I agree.
You know, this is a first sign, though. This is a first sign that this movie is going to have SJW problems already. Good job, Marvel. Way to live up to the typical.
They had a good streak there for a while because they wasn't really injecting it into their films and stuff like that.
Well, if you remember Iron Man, though, Iron Man 3 was a simp fest. It was like written for simps by simps. Freaking Susu. For simps
by simps.
That was one of the worst movies I ever saw. I was watching, and actually, Iron Man 3 was done by the same dude who just made the Predator Nightmare movie. So, you know.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk about that fucking. That was just hard. You don't see that yet, Mika?
What?
The Predator film.
What for?
Yeah, that's the right that you have. You don't need to.
What for?
That shit. God.
You know, like I already saw like the review and everything. You know, like I'm really not a big fan of the Predator films. I seen them. I enjoy them. Really not a big fan of them. And you want me to see a motherfucking reboot for what? My health? Nah, I'm good. Enjoy.
That's the right choice. I wish I would have made that decision before erasing 12 of my dollars.
I told you I got that movie pass thing with what's that AMC. I'll be beating the hell out of that movie theater, man.
I could have saw advanced screening for free.
Yeah,
I get a lot of advanced screening.
They sent me one too. They were like free advanced screening. Like this was after I saw it. Like I'm good. No, this was because AMC had something where you were able to see it before it came out on the day. Like it was a special. Man. And then they sent me an email for me trying to get a free viewing or something like that. I'm fine. I saw that shit already. You can keep that shit, bro. That's like a sandwich with no meat, just mayonnaise.
Hey, you know what? For folks that are interested, that corny ending is actually on YouTube. Just search Predator Killer and just watch the Sci-Fi Channel at work. That is very Sci-Fi Channel. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was very bad. It was very, very, very bad. Very bad. I'm gonna try to pull some. You know what? I might just do it. Let's see. I'm going to
show the ending just for shits and giggles.
Nah, I'm just see what they do. We'll see.
Somebody bootlegged the ending on YouTube and they split the screen by 4 quadrants, so you're watching on 4 separate spaces, and they dulled the audio, but you can still tell it's really bad. What a terrible ending! That's gotta be one of the worst endings to a movie I ever saw in my life. That movie hurt my feelings. You really don't want to see it. I'd rather watch an Iron Fist movie with the cast of boring Iron flicks than watch this again. Yes, give me the boring cast from Iron Fist and let Sears catalog it up over this.
Man, that's bad. That's real bad. So,
hey, what about Joaquin Phoenix and Joker? Are you guys getting ready to hear him whisper his way through another line with his hair lip?
I like Joaquin Phoenix.
In every movie, he talks like this. He does like a whisper talk when he does everything. Like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I wish he'd stop whispering. It's awful.
I just love Joaquin Phoenix. I don't care. I love Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's great.
I saw
a video clip of him as the Joker.
Yeah, you like the Ronald McDonald makeup?
In the Bronx at Bedford Park Boulevard.
I actually like it.
You do?
Yeah. Matter of fact, because I like the suit. It kind of like harkens back to the 1960s on Batman.
Like the Cesar Romero days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind the suit. It's just the actual pieces of the makeup I think I'm a fan. Because he looks too close to Ronald McDonald for me to really get into it. It's the red nose thing.
I think that's why I like it.
You like the
It's okay.
Look, Ronald McDonald. I want a hamburger, like a poorly made hamburger.
I think he looks great. Look at him. Look like a messed up Ronald McDonald.
I know exactly where he's at in that picture.
Oh, really?
I'm from the Bronx. I was born and raised.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Which one? This one or this one?
Yeah. That's Bedford. You seen the back. Bedford Park Boulevard. That's in the Bronx.
Where?
That's near Montefiore Hospital.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like the way he looks. Oh, damn.
Yeah, he's dang, like his regular picture, he looks
rough, man. Well, you know, they said he's a character anyway. They said he's a character, man.
About to whisper his way through the whole movie.
No, here's a good question because we're talking about Joaquin Phoenix. What do you think? What would have happened with River if he was still alive? Really?
You mean Legend?
Joaquin would not be acting. River.
No, I mean his brother, River Phoenix, who was breakdancing.
Oh, River, that's right. Oh my God, I forgot all about River Phoenix. How could I? But yeah, I like this. I like this design on him. I don't
like the nose, man. The nose and the brow. I'm not a fan of.
Oh, I like it. I like when they do different takes on certain characters, but they work. In my opinion,
like Joker, they have like they're different.
Because I like the Jokers. Besides the one in the Suicide Squad, I like most of the Jokers.
The Joker in Suicide Squad was very modern.
I didn't like him.
I didn't like him.
Joker.
That was Jared Leto, wasn't it?
He had the grill in his mouth.
Leto, yeah.
And the tattoos, he looked like he was wearing fan art of himself. I hated that. Like, yeah, you're wearing deviant art on your chest.
Fan art. Oh my God.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this Joker. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Now, our final story for the night is, unless you guys have some other content to give up, is I was reading a comic book in the new Batman, the damn Batman, which I've read more like some of the other damn Batmans. It's called the damn Batman. If you ever read some of those, it's like a real.
Is this Jim Lee or Frank Miller with the? It's Frank Miller, right?
Yeah, it's like a rough version of Batman. Like he's having sex, killing people, and all sorts of stuff. It's called the damn Batman. But this one they called one. They switched it around. So,
this is the one where he calls Robin a retard. I remember this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So on this new one, which has got everybody in the uproar, you get to see Batman's penis. All right. So I mean, and you saw what's the name's behind.
What?
Yeah, you saw Batman's penis. I'll send it to you. I'll send you guys.
You know what though? If this is still Frank Miller, he does that shit all the time in his comics. You always see
all the
damn time.
Yeah, but they really like what's the name? I'm trying to pull it up for you guys.
What did they give him a big old thing?
Nah, it wasn't.
It out?
If there is penis in this comic, please send me all the links.
Wow, did they sending a dick pic? I don't think I want
the prison.
I want to see dick pics in comic books.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Well, here we have an article from the we have an article I want to share with you guys right here about
Lord, look at that video. What is that? The cast
Pop Buzz, from Pop Buzz. It says Batman's penis is shown in a new DC comic, and the internet is losing it. They did show his penis. I wanted to put it up here. But I don't want to get flagged or anything like that because they did show his penis. Like you saw like a nice silhouette of it. Like
boy.
Wait. Was it like the like the gray sweatpants thing that they do?
No. He was getting up from the bed because he had just finished having sex with Selena Kyle. I got the comic. I read.
Wait, was it wearing a condom or did he hit raw?
Raw.
I have to witness this.
That's Batman for sure.
This is a lot to take in. Are you ever going to
hit that raw? Good stuff.
Just going.
You gotta send me something today.
I will. I'll send it to you.
Yeah.
He said, "Are you ever just going to go about your day? Are you ever just going about your day, and then the World Wide Web hits you with a surprise, which makes you rethink your entire existence. This week alone, we've been hit with the wildest news stories. First things first, Stormy Daniels compared Trump's penis to Toad from the Super Mario universe. Then
Wow, that's a
Bert&Ernie
interesting comparison.
Street are gay, and now Batman's penis is everywhere. Say
And
what?
the Beatles were masturbating together.
Yeah,
Circle jerk.
exactly. Say what? Historically, DC Comics has never featured Batman's member in their beloved publication, but that all changed over the past few days. DC released Batman Damned #1 on Wednesday as the first comic on their new imprint created specifically for mature readers. So far, okay. But the issue immediately became a huge online talking point thanks to the fact that it shows Batman's penis. No, we're not joking. After years, yeah, here it is right here. Well, no, I'll show it to you. But like, if you look at the images down here, that's
I see something, but yeah, like I wait till you show me like the pictures and everything.
Yeah, they darkened up a bit so that you can't really see it. But like, yeah, they showed his penis. No, we're not. We are not joking. After years of breaking Batman's private parts private, after keeping Batman's private parts private, DC have now shown Batman in the nude in full for the first time.
Oh my!
Shadows, but it's very evident that it's there. According to the comic book resources, DC have now decided to censor the penis in the digital version because it's not addictive. It's not additive to the story. Also, future printings of the issue will use the altered panels. In other words, Batman's penis is available for a limited time only. However, fans have already been sharing it all over social media, so we've gone to great lengths to source it for you. Check out.
Yes, and I'm gonna get a peek of it too. I'm gonna get a peek of it too. I'm a horn dog.
Man, you can keep that picture yourself. I'll pass, dude.
I'm a horn dog. I'm sorry.
Look, pay attention, Kenny. Pay attention.
Why am I paying attention to Batman's dick? What?
I'm paying attention to Batman's penis. Goddammit.
Hold on, let me lean in for this when we're talking about dicks here. Jesus.
Show me the beef.
Yeah, so I mean, like when I saw it, I mean, you got to understand, I'm used to, like, honestly, DC has shown nudity in their comics before. I guess just because it's like, you know, Batman that, you know, everybody's losing it or whatever the case may be. But there's like, I remember as a kid them showing Starfire and Robin laying in bed naked. You know what I mean? And that was back in the day and stuff like that. So I mean, it's no big deal. It is what it is. Like, fuck it.
It's a big deal to me. I never seen peen in a comic book.
What comic books you been reading? You from New York, man. They got all sorts of indie comics that is completely inappropriate. I'm telling you. I used to go to the comic book spot over there and what was that? Not the Outer Limits, the
Forbidden Planet?
Forbidden Planet, yeah. I used to go there all the time. It's all sorts of fucking hentai magazines and all sorts of, like, you know, like indie comics and shit. Dark Horse used to show nudity.
Oh yeah, they all did.
They didn't care. I mean, I don't understand what the big deal is. I mean, like, and plus, anyway, Batman is known as being a gigolo in the comic book. So I mean, like, and like just walking butt naked.
I have no problem with full frontal nudity. I have no problem with sexuality. I have no problem with none of that. I am all for it.
It says that it's slated for mature audiences only. So I mean, like, it's not for kids. So you know, you give it to your kid, he can't get a hold of it.
That's why it's DC Black.
Wow.
It's supposed to be for mature people. It's DC Black. If you get it for your kids, something's wrong with you.
Yeah. So I mean, we were going to go into some game reviews, but you know what? We can do some game and stuff. Probably next time. I'm tired. I'm hungry too, and I'm
Batman's dick tired you out, didn't it?
Yeah. Overwhelming. Oh. Yeah, but
yeah, we can save the gaming for next time.
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
Make sure that's the first thing that we go into.
I'm not as young as you guys. I don't have it in me.
We should have had Bat Dick first, apparently.
Yeah. Bat penis.
Leave Bat Dick alone. We like Bat Dick.
No, they calling it
like Bat Dick.
Around the web. They're calling it Bat Wang.
The Bat Wang, huh?
Yeah,
Batman's Bat Wang. Makes sense.
The Bat Wang.
Oh Jesus!
Probably shaved his dick hairs in the shape of a bat just to keep it.
Crazy. Crazy.
Ooh-wee.
So I mean, like, any closing thoughts on, you guys want to say anything before we sign off?
European comic books. That's my final thought.
No more peen.
I bet you Spawn just burnt off. There's mostly muscle. It's probably all just burnt off. Spawn looks like a Ken doll by now.
Show more veiny peen.
But I'm telling you, they've done stuff like this before. DC is wild. DC is more adult themed than Marvel. Marvel may come through with an adult themed book here and there.
Yeah,
it's not. It's not like DC. DC books be messed up. Like,
yeah, look at DC's Vertigo line. It's all fucked up. So
yeah, DC Vertigo, I believe.
Hard.
Yes.
It is not a game with DC.
Vertigo is hardcore. Word. Yeah, so that's my final thought. Show more peen, make me happy.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, like, you guys want to plug anything or want to talk about anything else, or that's it?
Yeah, just like tune into my show Monday 5 to 7 Eastern time, 10 to midnight in London time. So yeah, that's about that.
I'm definitely tuning in. Awesome. I'll be there.
Thank you.
And I'll share the link on my Facebook page and on the Facebook TOUGHNERDTOYS fan page.
I will definitely let you know when I air.
What will the show entail, or you're not able to talk about it just yet?
The one that I'm disclosing. I will let you know as soon as we get off air.
Okay, no problem. No problem at all. So, I mean, like, I appreciate Kenny. Anything?
Well, folks can go to my YouTube channel. I just did 3 hours of Yakuza, everything from karaoke to disco to beating people up. I helped a little boy buy a porno magazine. I did a couple of story things for some boss fights. So check it out. Like 3 hours of Yakuza. I thought it was going to be a test just to test my new internet, and I ended up just playing the whole time. Good.
I know I fell asleep watching you. I watched at least like an hour and a half of it. You're like,
oh yeah, you saw me do cat fighting, right? We did the cat
fighting and everything like that.
Yeah, two females, bikini fights.
I love Asian games.
Racist as hell bikini fights too. The American girl was like, what was she into? She was into meat and alcohol.
Yeah, meat and alcohol.
And the Hispanic chick was into beans.
Like the Asian girls had all honorable hobbies and shit like that. So the black girl and all that other stuff, or the American girl was into drinking, smoking, and all that other stuff. But it was fun to watch. I love when you went to the disco. That disco, I like beat rhythm games like that anyway.
Oh, and you can do all those 2-player. You can go online and go disco dance with somebody and go hit them in the karaoke too.
Cool.
All kinds of fun stuff. 3 hours on my YouTube page.
Awesome. Anything else you want to plug, Kenny? What about Team Silver?
Oh yeah, TeamSilverBJJ.com. Website's always there. Hit us on Facebook. We do monthly tournaments throughout the Bay Area, so folks like Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, come check us out every other month.
Right.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Anything else you want to plug, Mika?
I'm done on my part. Anything else, I'll let you guys know.
Okay, will do. So that brings this show to a close, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to TNT Photon HQ. We greatly appreciate the support. We appreciate the company. Be sure to hit the notification and subscribe bell so that you will know when we go live, when we upload a new video. Thank you so much for tuning in. What was his name? The kid.
Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto, take it easy. Remember what we told you. We're always here to talk. I had a great time on here. I hope you guys had a great time too. Share this video with your friends, family, whatever the case may be. Write down in the comments below what you think of our show and where we could improve or what you want us to do. And when I start making a little bit more money and stuff like that, I'm doing some gift for you guys to grab your attention and get you guys coming here. Because I know, you got a million other shows to watch out there, but you chose to come here and watch this one.
And we appreciate that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Appreciate it. And thank you all the new subscribers that just subscribed. It means so much to us. It means so much to us. It helps the channel grow, it helps us build, and it gives us gumption to keep on going. So thank you very much. Sleep well. God bless. We love you guys.
Bye everybody.
See you next time.